Medicare and Social Security benefits. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gunshots at a grocery store. Radar is clear. It's 32 and sunny downtown. I'm Kurt Darling. Here's what's trending at 9:02. That's what happened in Elkhart on Monday. Police were sent to a Martin's supermarket around 5:30, where police confronted a man with a gun in the parking lot. They exchanged gunfire.
All units, officer down. All units be en route.
We have 2 officers injured that are EPD. Suspect is down.
The suspect was killed, and the 2 officers who were hurt survived. Investigators say they found 2 other people shot to death inside the supermarket. A new program to help local police enforce federal immigration law is coming to Hamilton County.
The officer in the street is not going to be asking if they're here legally or not. It's when someone is arrested and brought here, then that process will start.
Chief Deputy John Lowe's saying that if approved, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office would be the first in Indiana to join the 287G program. A gun, a fight, and a person dies. John Herrick reports on what happened in Jasper County Sunday.
State police say the incident occurred when a Jasper County Sheriff's deputy attempted to arrest Matthew Huddle, who they say resisted, and that led to a fight, and the deputy fired his gun. That shot killed Huddle, and police say Huddle also had a gun on him during the traffic stop. The officer's been placed on administrative leave, which is standard protocol in situations like this. State police are looking into it. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Court documents do show that Huddle and his uncle were involved in the January 6th Capitol riot, but later pardoned by President Trump. With road funding starting to run dry in the state, lawmakers are looking for ways to replenish. One way they're looking to do that is by levying a tax on deliveries like DoorDash or Uber Eats. It also may increase wheel and excise taxes in Marion County. A career-high 35 points for Yarden Garzon last night, helping the Indiana Hoosier women to a 73-70 win over Washington out west. The win snapping a 3-game losing streak. Traffic on the 5s, Matt Baer.
Yeah, Kurt, looking at slow traffic into the north split on westbound 70 Emerson Avenue to Meridian Penn, and that is because of an earlier crash, and it is also slowed down northbound 65 70 for Michigan Street into the north split. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. It's time to ditch big wireless. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and nothing but sunshine for the next 2 days. A high of 42 today, a low of 36 tonight and clear, a high of 43 tomorrow. A chance for rain will return for Thursday. Right now it's 32 and sunny downtown. I'm Kurt Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WYBC.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, January 28th. It is 6 minutes after 9 with Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Let's talk about what's going on in Hamilton County. The Sheriff's Office has introduced a new immigration commission. This is to partner with ICE and also enhance local immigration law enforcement. They're going to support collaboration between local law enforcement, ICE, and also federal agencies. It's through this program called 287G.
Yeah, you remember 287G.
Well, sure.
EG, whatever it takes to get it done.
EFG. We're on G now, 287G.
Yeah, wasn't there one with F the other day? Didn't we get on something and it was something F?
That was a Trump executive order.
That's right.
Something
yeah.
F. But this one with Hamilton County, the deputies are going to receive some specialized training. That's what 287G is.
So Quakenbush is his name. I'm sorry, I'm fighting a bit of a cold this morning. I've gone from the hantavirus to a cold. It's just a big circular thing now in my house.
Through your body.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Which is way better than having the hantavirus, which I did last week. Dennis Quakenbush is the sheriff in Hamilton County, and he has said in a leadership fashion, the way that he should, hey, we want to help get this illegal immigration problem under control. Now, I'm not quoting him directly, but I'm saying what you can clearly parse through this, which is, so whether there's 1 or 100 or 1,000 illegal immigrants in our county, if someone is going to provide us with necessary training in order to deal with those things so we might be of a help solving this problem, we're in.
Yeah. So he emphasized public safety and transparency are the program's operations, and the deputies involved in the program, they're going to undergo these background checks and training before they can enforce any of the immigration laws. There's no specific timeline, Rob. We don't know when the program's going to begin.
You know, what's fascinating is the response to our country, our government now, because obviously we've changed CEOs and the people under them in this country, and the response to our government saying we're now going to enforce our laws. That's what we're saying. Our government, whether it's Tom Homan, Donald Trump, these down ballot, kind of downriver sheriffs, et cetera, law enforcement in this country is now saying we are going to enforce the laws of America. And it's fascinating to me, the freak out by these just totally unhinged, crazy people. I had a back and forth with somebody last night who was just screaming hysterically on social media about this. And while part of it is funny, like you go, do you really believe this? Are you really this up in arms over the fact that people who cheated their way into the country, many of them hyper dangerous individuals, by the way, doing all sorts of horrible things, but even if they're not doing horrible things, why do we even have any laws then? Like in your own house, if your kid just defies exactly what you tell them to do,
they get grounded, or you take away the Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah.
I do this with a 19-month-old.
Consequences to their actions.
Yes. If, we are in the throwing things phase at my house, and there's a warning, and then if they don't adhere to the warning, she knows she's going to timeout. And you know what? When she comes back out of timeout, she doesn't do it again.
Right.
Because she knows she's not supposed to do it. She, my 19-month-old, pushes the boundaries as far as she can because she wants to do what she wants to do. But then when she knows there's going to be ramifications for it, she cuts crap. That's what we're doing in this country. If you don't want to have borders, if you don't want to have rules for coming in, then just say that openly. But as long as we're going to have borders, which the overwhelming majority of people in this country want, and as long as there's going to be rules for coming in, which the overwhelming majority of people want, the crime itself is entering the country illegally. This whole thing about, well, they should just be going after criminals. They are going after criminals. Right. Every single one of these people is a criminal. They broke the laws coming into this country. They are taking spots that belong to people who are doing things the right way. They're using public resources. In many cases, they are a danger to people around them. The idea that anyone would be upset with any illegal immigrant being sent back to their country of origin is mind-boggling to me.
Well, we'll get to Selena Gomez later in the show and how she put out that video crying and then got so much backlash for it that she deleted the post.
So this is my question to you because you're the voice of reason on this show. So my natural instinct when I see these hilarious people on social media is to engage with them and point out how ridiculous they are.
Right.
And there's a local former broadcaster here, reporter, whatever, TV person in central Indiana who I don't know what happened to her. Someone called me last night and said what has happened to her. But this person used to come on WIBC, used to be, by all accounts, a normal, regular person, would talk about a variety of stories. Not like you don't know what WIBC is, not like you don't know who the shows are or what we cover or how we cover them. And for many, many years, this person was fine, has just come unglued over the past several months on social media. And of course, Hammer and I, because, we can't help ourselves. We decide to engage with this person.
Yeah.
But then I come back to the conversation my wife and I have all the time about engaging with clearly unstable people on social media, which is
it's a losing proposition.
Would you go to the county home and fight with the residents of your local county home?
Right.
So while we get a chuckle out of just forcing this person to try to explain how you could possibly be upset, the sheriff is not knocking down people's doors in Hamilton County. He's not organizing some seek, kill, destroy task force. He's simply saying, we want to be trained on this.
Mm-hmm.
We will enforce the laws of this country.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know how to deal with illegal immigrants when we encounter them. I promise you there are illegal immigrants in Hamilton County, just like in Hendricks County, just like in Johnson County, just like in Morgan County. They do exist. And why wouldn't you want, if the federal government or whoever is going to say, we will train you how to do this, why wouldn't you want those people equipped to deal with them?
Yeah, but it's the people on social media, you can't argue with them because it doesn't matter how correct you are, how in the right you are. They're not going to listen because it's just closed off. In their mind, it's not right, and no matter what you say, you're never going to win that argument.
So I posted to her that video of Obama in 2014 or whatever, basically saying, if you come in this country illegally, you're going to be deported. You're going to be sent back. And I said, well, is Obama, is he a racist too? Is he a whatever, a phobe or whatever? And of course, they don't want to answer that, right? Because the reality is, from Clinton to Bush to Obama, they've all said, no, they don't do, but they've said the things that Trump is now doing.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Number
Casey's
8.
trying to get your attention.
Number
desperately.
8, Kevin. He mentioned that clip from Barack Obama, and we go back to November 20th. This occurred in 2014. This is exactly what Donald Trump is doing right now, but Democrats still pretend to be outraged.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
Yeah, pretty simple, right? Like, either you have a country or you don't. As Trump said 10 years ago in one of those early debates, either you have a country or you don't. If you have a country, you have borders. If you have borders and a country, you have rules for coming into the country. If you're in the country illegally, you don't get a free pass just because you're not breaking the law. The act of entering the country illegally, taking up a spot, taking up services, taking up jobs, the people who want to do things the right way, that is the crime.
People act like Donald Trump has invented some new thing, and how dare he? But let's just look at some numbers. Bill Clinton, approximately 870,000 people were deported during his tenure. George W. Bush, about 2 million individuals were deported. Barack Obama, 3.2 million, and I've heard even larger numbers than that. He, in fact, earned the nickname Deporter-in-Chief. And now you've got Donald Trump doing it, and people are, whoa, what is Orange Man Bad doing?
Well, of course. And so this is what is interesting to me, because I asked this lady and I didn't get an answer. How many illegal immigrants have you taken into your house?
Right.
And of course, the answer is 0, right? There's 0. And it is amazing to me. This person, I think, has children. She's married. Why would you want undocumented people who have no idea what they're doing or why they're here? Why would you want those people in your community?
Should ask her if she was upset about Lake and Riley.
Yeah, well, exactly. But the point of all this is, and Hammer and I decided in his segment today we're going to discuss this more at length, because something broke this woman. Like, we have used to talk to this woman, and she was fine. There was no hint. I don't know. Maybe she was liberal back then. I don't know.
She hit it?
I don't know. But the point is,
or went from being moderate to all the way left.
We've clearly something escalated us from normal, even if maybe you lean left, like regular member of society, to I'm unhinged all the time on social media. Like, there is something happened here, and I would love to know what that was.
It's really interesting, the different comments that you see about this on social media. I'm not sure why every sheriff's office is not doing it. They're the only constitutionally recognized law enforcement. Then you've got, yay, thank you, Hamilton County Sheriff, for working hard to keep us safe. May God bless the entire department. And then the other side, disgusting, trash law enforcement, disgusting. I mean, people are very split by this. But presidents have been doing this for decades.
You know what we need
and
to do?
And it's just now that people are up in arms about it.
We need to have Kevin do a ride-along with the Hamilton County Sheriff as they round up illegal immigrants. You know what? When they're like those TV shows where Steven Seagal and those Eric Estrada.
I could do some Gonzo reporting.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Gonzo reporting. I'm glad you added the reporting in there, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thanks for the clarity.
Well, it's going to be a big weekend here in Indianapolis. A couple events going on, and a big concert was announced. We'll touch on that coming up from 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Galloway throws up that little runner and knocks it down. Mackenzie Ibako for three. Buries it. Renew turns around, puts it up, and got it! Leo comes up with a loose ball and lays it in, and is fouled.
IU heads to Mackey Arena to take on the Boilermakers Friday night.
Unbelievable play by
John Herrick has the pregame at 7. Don Fisher with the tip at 8.
He will let go a three-pointer and
on your home for IU basketball. 93 WIBC.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved. So there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Oh, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
It's Chimney Solutions Indiana 10% off special going on now. Chimney sweeps and inspections included.
This is our 10th year in business. To thank all of our customers, we're offering a full 10% off all services. Don't let your fireplace and chimney be a headache. Let our team help you enjoy your fireplace this season.
Call the experts. Call Chimney Solutions Indiana at 317-757-6979 or visit chimneyindy.com.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, Joyner Homes is ready to help make your dream come true. They offer the flexibility to build on your own lot, allowing you to build a home in the place you've always envisioned. A dedicated in-house team of experts will guide you through every step, offering unmatched personalization and flexibility. Joyner Homes provides clear and upfront pricing and floor plans to inspire you. There's no time like the present to get in touch with Joyner Homes to talk about your vision and learn more about their building process. Visit JoynerHomes.com.
Hiatus Tequila, smooth, flavorful, and crafted for those who appreciate the finer things in life.
Ask for it by name at your favorite liquor store. Must be 21 to purchase.
This is right up your alley.
Oh, great.
I know Hammer said that he's going to go. Jason Hammer from the #1 rated Hammer and Nigel program, which starts at 3 o'clock today, to the Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
So Indianapolis becomes the pro wrestling capital this weekend.
It's,
so you got the Friday night SmackDown at Gamebridge, right? And then you've got the WWE Royal Rumble at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, it's Disney on Ice with tights now. I mean, that's what. There was a time where pro wrestling used to have a certain hint of realism, and they've, I think they've pretty publicly done this. They've just kind of spit in the face of that and chuckle along with we all know this is fake and let's have fun with it. And this is not for me anymore. I used to enjoy pro wrestling when, look, you knew the fix was in, right? And it was like watching a magician do a trick where I know David Copperfield didn't actually make the Statue of Liberty disappear. I know he doesn't have the ability to do that. But David Copperfield doesn't laugh in my face and go, "Ha, you big dummy." Yeah, we all know I didn't really do that. The part of the charm was, hey, this guy's presenting himself as somebody who made the Statue of Liberty disappear, and you know he didn't do it, but you don't know how he did it, and that
was sort of the charm of it.
We're all in this together where you're not going to laugh in my face at how fake this actually is, and that's why people go to the shows, and that used to be the way pro wrestling was, where you knew it wasn't all on the level. These guys weren't really destroying each other night in and night out, but you didn't know how they did it, and they didn't brag to you about how they did it, and they kept up the persona that they were doing it. And they've just, especially over the past, I don't know, really 20 years or so, just made a kind of a complete mockery about it. And if I'm going to be laughed at and have my intelligence insulted, I'll just hang out with you.
So you're saying now that the fourth wall has come down, it's just not as fun for you?
It's just not the same for me. Look, I get that Hammer enjoys it, and I think that's wonderful, and he takes his boys, and they go and have a good time.
Something they can do together.
I think they've kind of made a mockery of what used to be a pretty fun and interesting profession, which was this. It really was sort of, in a sense, like magic or the carnival, where you had to be let into that secret society. Pro wrestling at a time was a secret society, and it was a special club that very few people were let in, and now everybody's in on the joke.
Okay, so there's a lot of events happening in town leading up to the Royal
it's
Rumble.
huge.
You know what? I'm surprised. We had talked that the JW Marriott might put a Royal Rumble banner up on the hotel, but they haven't.
Well,
we thought maybe that was going to be the next person to look over the city.
And let me clarify by saying this: while I have checked out of this, there and let's also be very specific. There have never been fewer people watching pro wrestling than there are right now. When you look at the numbers of the late 90s and early 2000s or the 1980s, and you compare them to today, it's a fraction. It's a fraction of the maybe 20% of the amount of people who are watching pro wrestling. However, pro wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment, has done a great job of maximizing the price point per individual. That Royal Rumble, 60,000 people going to be there.
Yeah.
They'll all pay. They're all going to shop. They're all going to whatever. Great. It's a great economic driver. There's no doubt that it is still and look at the Netflix deal, multi-billion-dollar television deal with Netflix. The price point per person engaging in commerce with World Wrestling Entertainment is never higher than it's ever been, and so they're making a lot of money.
Now, I know that you mentioned some of the mystery is gone, which takes some of the allure out of it for you, but do you think the story with Vince McMahon had anything to do with the loss of some of the excitement?
Well, I think Vince McMahon lost his mind a long time ago, and I think Vince McMahon Vince McMahon's one of the most interesting Americans who ever lived, and you can hate him, you can love him, just from a pure, and I put Donald Trump on that list, too, in terms of a guy who was raised in a trailer in North Carolina, didn't meet his real father until he was, 12 or 13 years old. Just happens to turn out that his dad is arguably the most famous wrestling promoter in the world. And then he takes this company that is largely built and maintained solely in the Northeast, and he expands it across the globe and creates these wonderful, wonderful characters and memories, whether it's Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man or Andre the Giant or, whoever, and magnifies makes them household names across the country. And then a decade later, it's The Rock and it's Stone Cold. But Vince McMahon, a lot of people think he took too many, I'm being serious when I say this, too many head injuries because he became an active wrestler and may have be suffering some form of brain injury. He lost his mind, and as he lost his mind, the product began to slip, and obviously nobody's going to stand up to the guy, and nobody, because he ran the company,
right.
And it just was a very slow deterioration.
So you've got WWE night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. You can watch the Pacers and the Pistons and get a Tyrese Halliburton bobblehead. That's Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Tickets are only $11 for that. So you get the Tyrese Halliburton bobblehead, but they're calling it WWE night. You also have WrestleCon, where you can meet some wrestling legends at the Indianapolis Marriott downtown. This is Friday, 2 until 6, and Saturday, 10 to 3. That's free admission, Rob, meet and greet.
No, usually the way it works these things is you got to pay per guy.
Autograph.
Like if you want to meet Brutus the Barber Beefcake, you got to pay a fee. We might, what is it? It's Friday? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We might see if we can get some sort of media something.
2 to 6.
Go over there.
Yeah.
Because I know
it's already free to get in.
Oh, is it? Well,
it's not like you need special credentials.
Oh, that's true. Maybe we'll interview some of the... interviewing the old guys would be way more interesting to me than going to the current thing.
And seeing the new guys.
Yeah, because there's quite a few famous old-timey wrestlers that I grew up watching that'll be there. That would be way better for me than going to the current product.
One of the cheapest things of all, you can snap a selfie at Murphy Arts Center with the WWE Legends mural.
Oh, how exciting!
So another thing.
Why don't you go to the Royal Rumble? You're an events person. You could probably get,
I've never been to a wrestling thing.
Thing?
Maybe I'd like it.
You should go to the wrestling thing. Drag your husband with you. Honey, we're going to the wrestling thing.
Right?
Wrestling.
Micah Beckwith is going to join us. Your lieutenant governor is on the way. But first, we're going to get you up to date with news. And Kurt Darling is on the way from 93 WIBC.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here with an offer you don't want to miss. My friends at Hope Plumbing want to help their customers stay healthy by improving their water quality. Install a combo package, a new tankless reverse osmosis system, a carbon filter, and a water softener, all for $5,000. Let's face it, Indiana's water quality is pretty poor, and this water quality combo for only $5,000 can help ensure your family's drinking water is safe. Give Hope Plumbing a call or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now. Save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Pressing pause for now. It's 33 degrees and sunny downtown. I'm Kurt Darling. Here's what's trending at 9:30. A federal aid freeze is being ordered by President Trump. A White House internal memo said that the temporary pause will go into effect at 5 p.m. Eastern and allow for agency programs to be reviewed. The freeze will not impact Social Security, Medicare, or direct payments to individuals. Thousands more arrests as immigration agents continue sweeping the nation.
On Monday, ICE made nearly 1,200 arrests and lodged another 853 ICE detainers. And in Denver, DEA agents finding and removing 134,000 fentanyl pills off the streets, while also arresting 2 illegal immigrants with suspected cartel ties. And President Trump's enforcement surge at the border leading to a dramatic drop in migrant encounters.
Fox's Brooke Singman. Google Maps will soon switch the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The company said Monday that it's just waiting on the info to be updated in the U.S. geographic name system after President Trump changed the name of the Gulf last week. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. After a topsy-turvy day yesterday, stocks are stable at the moment. The Dow is off 7 to 44,897. The NASDAQ is up 20 to 21,283. And the S&P 500 is up 7.5 to 6,054. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great HealthWorks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special, 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indie Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Casey, tomorrow is a big day in the state of Indiana.
Mike Braun gives his State of the State address. Is that what you're talking about?
That's correct.
Yeah, big day.
Now, I'm not going to try to put any additional pressure on him, but I was told yesterday that at the Indiana Manufacturers Association, he mentioned us.
He mentioned the Kendall and Casey show?
Well, he mentioned me.
Well, okay.
But I mean, we're a team, right?
Right.
We're radio's version of holy matrimony. If you say one of us, you say both of us.
Right. And how was it received at the manufacturers meeting?
Did
they boo? Did they hiss? Did they cheer?
Somewhere between ruckus applause and a lead balloon.
Oh, okay. Well, good. That narrows it down.
But, I'm not saying that he has to mention us tomorrow at the State of the State. But
do you think he will?
It might be a nice gesture. Let's find out if he plans to do that, shall we?
I doubt it.
Let's go to the WIBC hotline. We do this every Tuesday at this time. We got a guy on the inside.
Very inside.
Micah Beckwith is his name. You may know him as Lieutenant Governor. Beckwith, hello.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So will we get mentioned tomorrow night? Will Mike Braun be like, thank you to these two amazing patriots who have led the charge against high property taxes? Will we get what we so richly deserve?
Well, I doubt it. But let's just say this. Remember, Reagan said it's amazing what we can accomplish. We don't care who gets the credit for it. So you guys have accomplished much. Maybe you won't get all the credit, but I will tell you this. I am sitting behind the governor during the State of the State, and if I tap my right ear 3 times, that means I am giving you the praise necessary to let all of Indiana know. So if you see me tap my ear 3 times, that means I'm shout out to Kendall and Casey.
It's like the old Carol Burnett ear tug. Is that what you're saying?
That's basically it. Yes.
See, here's the problem, Beckwith. We really care about getting the credit. That's really the problem. We really desperately want the credit because we're in the credit business. Like, we're in the ratings business. He could do a lot for our show.
Well, okay, well, we may have a problem, but you guys are getting a lot of credit. I will tell you this. Out on the road, when I'm talking to listeners, I'm talking to voters and just Hoosiers in general, it's amazing how many times your name comes up, and people listen, and that's why I would say the inside the beltway, if you will, the politicos, they really have an issue with you guys because you carry a lot of influence and a lot of power, and they know when you speak, people listen. But that's the beauty. I love this. I love what you guys do because we need people to know what's going on, and you guys do deserve a lot of credit in all seriousness.
All right, so let's cut the jocularity here, Casey.
Yeah.
Let's find out about the state of the state. Braun's got, now I was told, and there was an article, I think State Affairs did the article about this, that he's got to make the case tomorrow night. Like, he's got the whole state looking at him. He has said the property tax thing is going to be a huge part of that speech tomorrow night. This is his chance to knock it out of the park.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? He is leading really well. I've been really impressed with Governor Braun's just bold leadership. And it's similar to what Donald Trump's doing right now. I mean, Donald Trump's out of the gate, just firing on all cylinders. I think Mike Braun's doing the same thing. And so he's going to make that point tomorrow night that it is time to get to work in Indiana. And we've been, giving platitudes and kind of playing the charade game a little bit far too long. And so he's going to come out swinging. Property tax is going to be huge. The efficiencies in government, fixing health care, those are going to be probably the big talking points. And he's going to double down on, pushing back against the woke stuff. I mean, he's coming out and he's saying it's not going to work anymore in Indiana to push this progressive liberal nonsense down the throats of Hoosiers anymore.
I think he should have given us the seats, Casey, like behind there next to Micah at the State of the State. We could have been like Elon Musk,
right?
And Braun then could be Barron with that just look of misery on his face while we're clapping like seals.
Would you jump or would you do bunny ears? Like, that's probably why we didn't get the seats.
How do we get a ticket, Micah? Can we scalp some of those? Like, what is there somebody selling two out in front of the State House? How do you get a ticket to the State of the State?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm not sure that every single member of the Senate and the House end up going to these. Sometimes one might sneak out a little early. So you just need to watch who sneaks out a little earlier, and then when they sneak out, go take their seat right there in the chamber. And then, I think that's probably the best way. It's kind of like what you do after intermission, right? After intermission in a play or the symphony, you kind of sneak in and look for the open seats.
Yeah, I'm sure absolutely no one would notice that at all, Micah. But I do have a serious question for you. So the Senate Tax Committee is expected to take up SB 1 on February 4th and then vote on advancing it the following week. Can you explain to our listeners, how does something like that happen? They sit in a conference room, they talk about it, they work it out. Does Mike Braun stalk outside the door while they're meeting? Like, does he come in with, hey, I brought you donuts? Like, what happens in that meeting?
Well, it's going to be a lot of the just back and forth, and you're going to have people at committees. You're certainly going to have people that are going to make their case on why or why not this bill should proceed. And so there's going to be that. There's going to be in the closed door caucus meeting when they're talking about it. We don't know what happens. That's when the senators get together and they let each other have it, and they kind of just take the gloves off. And so there's going to be a lot of closed doors conversations, but they know where Mike Braun stands. They know where I stand. They know. I just had a meeting with leadership yesterday, and I was really encouraged with Senate leadership. I was meeting with Senator Bray and Senator Garton, and you know what? Senator Garton said something really. He said, Senator Bray will never say this about himself, but just so you know, he has told all of us. So speaking of Senator Bray, he's told all of us that when Sine Die comes, there better be significant property relief for Hoosiers. And he said that's what he's given us the charge to do. So really, Bray has given his generals that order. Now, Senator Garton laughed, and we're like, we're not sure how we're doing that yet. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth, and that's what these committees and these caucuses are all about. But I do think the vision and the message from Mike Braun, from Senator Bray, and I believe Speaker Houston is get this property tax relief to Indiana ASAP. So I've been encouraged.
Okay, so you said something interesting. I don't know how we're doing that. It's right in front of them. Just pass the bill that's right in front of you. That's how you do it. Like, why do they make it so complicated?
Well, you know that there's going to be back and forth, and there's going to be lobbyists from the small town communities that don't want this, and so we've got to get our people in there as well. And so that's the other thing. We'll keep you posted on when we have those hearings, get people out and to give their testimony and do it respectfully. We're not saying, bring your pitchforks, but come in and say, hey, my property tax bill has gone through the roof. You guys have done a great job of highlighting that over the last few days. How many people have seen their property taxes just skyrocket over the last couple of years? And so that's been that's how we have to do it. We've got to make our case which is the beauty of our system.
Yeah, Casey really wants to go scream at someone, so if you can just let us know when the hearing is, that way she can...
Well, the interesting thing is Mike is saying about the closed door back and forth that they're going to have. This is $1 million idea. Somebody just needs to get in there with a hidden camera and live stream that.
I love that.
Yeah, and you'll never be allowed back in the State House ever again, probably. I mean, it is pretty fascinating. And some people say, man, why do they do that? Why do they close door? Well, it's kind of the team in the huddle, right? Like they're huddling up. How are we going to come out? What we want to be unified. That is the thing that I've noticed in the Senate, especially. They want to seem unified to the whole state, and sometimes to their own downfall. I mean, we saw what happened in COVID. The reason there was no public, discourse from leadership against Governor Holcomb was because they don't like to be disunified. They don't like to seem that they aren't all together. And I think that's an honorable thing. I think that's a good thing. But there's also times where you got to break ranks and say, hey, this is for the greater good. Like somebody needs to say something. And COVID would have been a prime example of one of those rare occasions when they should have broke ranks and said, hey, this is, constitutionally what's happening to the people right now. I can't just, look like we're unified around something that's so bad. So hopefully we get some really bold voices in there. I think we will. I've been encouraged from what I've heard.
All right, so we'll get you out here with this. Just to prove that I do pay attention on Sundays, you gave a wonderful sermon about Moses on Sunday. Do you remember that? Do you remember the sermon you gave?
Oh, I do. It was, it's just a couple days ago, so I can still remember that one. So.
And it was about how Moses is like his destiny, right? He didn't know it was his destiny, but all the crap that Moses went through, his destiny was to essentially free the people of Israel, right? Free them from Egypt. Aren't you impressed about how close I was paying attention?
It's amazing. I think it's probably because you've been watching Veggie Tales.
That's right.
Olivia, and you're, that's probably why you can remember that. But no, to your point, Rob, God.
Is this my Moses moment? Nika, this is what I want to know. I'm not comparing myself to Moses in any shape, form, or fashion, but is this my Moses moment? Did I go through all this crap in my life for my destiny to pass?
You haven't spent 40 years in the desert, Rob.
Well, I've spent 8 years here, Casey. It's about the same.
It could be. It could be, Rob. It could be your Moses moment. You know what? But God certainly is using you guys. I think when your giftings and your steps intersect with your calling, that's your purpose right there. So, and I said that Sunday, your giftings and your steps, all that you've gone through in life, then you get your calling from heaven. That's the intersection of where you find your true purpose. And I think, that you're doing that. I think both of you are. I think you're speaking out on really important issues and issues that people care about because it affects their lives. And that's what I said. God was concerned with the people of Israel. Therefore, Moses needed to be concerned with the people. And so God's concerned with the people of Indiana and the people of America. So therefore, we need to be concerned with the people of Indiana as well. So that's kind of the whole point of why we do what we do.
All right. Well, I just wanted to let you know that I was paying attention. It was not like fake eyelids that I had open. I was very intently listening to the entire sermon. All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Casey, don't keep pointing at the TV going, we know him. That's our friend. We know him.
We know that guy.
Look for the ear tug. Look for the ear tug, and I'll be signaling to you guys.
Very good. All right, Micah, thank you.
All right, see you guys. Thanks.
It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
We are loaded on the Hammer and Nigel show right at 3:06. Governor Mike Braun in studio to start the show with us. We've also got WWE superstar Bayley and the biggest stories of the day. Let's go. 93 WIBC.
Why not start 2025 with a great new deal from Tom Roush Lincoln? Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $12,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So start the new year with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP $104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP $61,695. Offers good through January 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, third-generation owner of Wilson Farm Market, just 15 minutes north of 465 on 31. If you are looking for your source of homegrown, locally made, know where your food's coming from, we are your spot. We have hand-dipped ice cream, 130 different kinds of cheese. We fry chicken, just a little bit of everything, a foodie's heaven. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465, right on US 31.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, we're 48 minutes into this 9 o'clock hour, and we have not mentioned Donald Trump, so it is time. But first, let's start with First Lady Melania Trump. They unveiled her official portrait from the White House yesterday. It's black and white. It was photographed in the yellow Oval Room, and it was taken the day after the inauguration. Of course, Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance's official portraits, they were released earlier by their transition team. The interesting thing about Melania's official portrait this time around, it's black and white, just like Donald Trump's official portrait. And they both are not smiling in the picture. They mean business in these pictures. So very thematic with both of them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
We need more people that aren't screwing around in government. You know what? Too many people are way too happy being in the government. I like this, Casey. I'm here for this.
I know we talked a little bit about fashion in regards to Melania Trump with Susan Beckwith when she joined us last week, but I really think that there's going to be this movement among women's fashion that will be military inspired. If you consider what Melania Trump wore to the inauguration, it was that navy ensemble with the hat. It looked very much like dress blues.
Yeah.
And then when she went to North Carolina, she had the aviators on and the combat boots. And then when she went to California, she had kind of a tactical looking outfit on. And while she has never been on the cover of Vogue magazine, I think this time around, she's definitely going to be inspirational to many women's fashions.
Okay, so here's so we started the show talking about this thing in Hamilton County, right? Where the sheriff there is looking to access resources to help his administration beef up on being able to spot and deal with illegal immigrants. And we talked about this local former news reporter, whatever, who is just basically turned into like a shrieking hyena on social media about all things Donald Trump. And one of the things that a woman like her doesn't recognize, and you're seeing it, right? You're seeing it play out across the country. You're seeing it in the way that this administration is handling itself. The country's changed. Like, people are not buying the bull crap on Trump anymore. They're not buying that he's a Hitler or a threat to democracy or whatever. You threw everything you had at the guy. It didn't work. Biden was so bad as president, and Kamala was so bad as vice president. The condition of the country is so porous that people are like, we don't care. Like, we're not buying this. The country didn't end the last time Trump was president. There weren't people in concentration camps. None of that was happening. And so there's still this shrieking hyena wing of the Democrat Party of the left, and they're so blinded with rage, they don't even realize anymore what level of minority they're now in. Like, they were always in somewhat of a minority, but people bought some level of bullcrap. They're not buying it this time. People are sick of it. They're sick of the mass illegal immigration. They're sick of, in many instances, the legal immigration system we have set up. We've talked about that before and how flawed the legal immigration system is. And they just don't care anymore. Your arguments are falling on deaf ears. Your little pocket of friends might buy into it. But the society as a whole, we've moved past that.
Yeah. So it's being reported now that water is running in California, another thing that Donald Trump has done with his executive orders. And people are calling now it's going to green up California. Just another thing that he can put, check that box.
Well, and we talk about this with our audience quite a bit, because one of the things I have concerns about with our audience, because many of them are very passionate Trump supporters, is a game of reasonable expectation. He's not going to heal the world, and he's not going to make, there's only so much a president can do. But one of the things the president can do is run the country in a somewhat competent fashion. There's always going to be waste in government. There's always going to be inefficiencies. There's always going to be failures. It's just the very nature of government. Government, there's no way to actually make government effective or efficient. You can make it more effective and efficient than it previously has been, but the existence of government, and this is true at a state level, a local level, a federal level, government is never going to be efficient because of the very just inclination of people when they have the ability to do things that affect other people, the ability to lord over other people, for lack of a better example. Government, by its very design, keeps eating and destroying and eating and destroying. But you can't have a president who runs the country in a more efficient, effective manner than what we've had. And I think you're seeing that.
So Donald Trump ordered the renaming of Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, and now Google Maps has come out and said that they're going to update that and change it. And everybody's saying this is a very symbolic thing. It doesn't mean anything. It's not going to do anything. However, Joe Biden did put that order in that said you could not drill in the Gulf of Mexico. So what is Donald Trump's workaround? Okay, we're not going to drill in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to drill in the Gulf of America.
I mean, you give him points for creativity, right?
Right. He's also said, we're going to change Denali back to Mount McKinley, and Google Maps is saying, okay, and they're going along with that.
But the question is, how do these things, while it may be great for American pride and, the idea of putting American exceptionalism first is wonderful, and it's part of a broader strategy to get our country, people feeling good about our country again, because we should take pride in our country. We are the greatest idea ever conceived by man. How do you implement policies that are going to actually make people's lives better? Because as Bill Herrick laid out for us yesterday, who's a big Trump supporter and a big Trump guy and a very conservative person, that drill baby drill thing isn't affecting anything, right? I mean, he's in that business.
Not today.
He laid that out. That's, if you're counting on that to make your gas cheaper, that's just not going to.
It takes time.
There's 30 different things at play. That might be one of them. So the question is, from Trump, how do you go from rhetoric to actually making a difference? Clearly on immigration, he's actually making a difference. Clearly he's actually doing something. But in terms of other facets of our society, there's only so much you can do with executive order, and it won't be as effective as he's able to be with immigration.
Hey, you want to talk about property taxes coming up?
Well, if we must, Casey. If we must.
Okay, we're going to do that, and we're also going to hear from you on the way from 93 WIBC.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
iZurvey is proven to slow GA progression.
iZurvey gets GA GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Attention Indianapolis residents in need of care at home. If you need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid with no cost to you, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care at home in Indianapolis and they get paid instantly. This is 100% free to you. Call now to check your eligibility. It can be your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need and your caregiver gets paid instantly. Freedom Care has over 7,000 five-star Google reviews and is a leading choice in Indianapolis for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want great care from a loved one that's free to you through Medicaid, go to freedomcare.com or call 463-262-0024. 463-262-0024. That's 463-262-0024.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Obviously, the weather right now is brutal. Mother Nature having its way with you, and especially if you have old, crappy, cracked, drafty windows. Man, your furnace is working overtime. The hot air is getting out. The cold air is getting in. That's why you need Window Nation windows. I have Window Nation windows installed in my house, and according to industry experts, heating costs are going up again this winter, up to 23%.
And Window Nation, they've got the best windows. A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. And I'm a customer. Nige is a customer. You should be a customer. These energy-efficient windows also help keep your heating and air bills a little bit lower. 866-90-NATION, that's the number. Be sure to ask about this deal. 50% off all styles, plus pay nothing, no interest for 2 years. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the melee outside a grocery store in Elkhart on Monday. Plus, these deputies want to team up with ICE in their crackdown on illegal immigration, and a hefty sentence for a man who killed a rideshare driver a couple years ago. I'm Kirk Darling. That and more coming up from the Technology Recycler Studios after Fox News Radio. You're listening to 93 WYBC, WYBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
She's in charge, and she's taking part. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The new head of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, is in the immigration raids going on nationwide, targeting immigrants who are legally considered criminal or security threats.
She is along for a ride-along with DHS and ICE officers in New York City today. She posted this video of them rounding up illegal immigrants on their target list before dawn in New York City. She also posted a photo wearing a DHS flak jacket, briefing the ICE agents.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. Yesterday's raids led to nearly 1,200 arrests, another 800-plus ordered detained. President Trump ordering the U.S. to build an Iron Dome missile defense system like they have in Israel. Another order would review transgender troops in the military, which could lead to a ban.
Another order would eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion offices at the Department of Defense.
We will stop our service members from being indoctrinated with radical left ideologies such as critical race theory. We're going to stop it.
The moves are likely to face pushback from Democrats who argue trans individuals should be allowed to serve their country.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Reuters is now reporting that trans rights advocates are preparing a lawsuit against that Trump order. And this could end up in court, too. The Justice Department firing more than 12 people who were part of Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigations that led to 2 Trump federal indictments dropped when the president won the election.
What is a bit surprising, these prosecutors were just fired, not reassigned, but told to get out of the building. Since they are career prosecutors, they are afforded civil service protections, and usually they would simply be reassigned to another part of the DOJ. That's happened already in other department sections, but these people were told to just leave. What's not clear if they will sue to get their jobs back.
Fox's David Spunt. The White House Budget Office has an order to take effect later today, pausing federal grants and loans and assistance programs so they can all be reviewed, though Medicare and Social Security benefits not affected. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
In all, 5 people shot. Radar is clear. It's 35 and sunny downtown. I'm Kurt Darling. Here's what's trending at 10:02. 2 police officers hurt in a shooting that happened in Elkhart Monday afternoon.
It's a sad day in Elkhart. We have a situation that occurred at the Martins on Junior Achievement Drive.
Jessica McBriar with Elkhart PD. The officers were shot at by a man who they say shot 2 people to death inside of the Martins. The officers survived, and they ended up shooting and killing the man. Nearly 3 million birds had to be put down at a farm in Jackson County this week. The flock exposed to the latest strain of the bird flu, according to the Indiana State Board of Animal Health. They say there is no threat to the state's food supply. Helping out ICE. That's what sheriff's deputies in Hamilton County want to do. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office plans to join a program called 287G. Chief Deputy John Lowe's says that the program gives his deputies the authority to ask you if you're a U.S. citizen, if you end up getting arrested.
Oftentimes when a detention happens or a detainer is issued by ICE, if they're not able to show up within 48 hours, then the person is released.
They'd be the first in Indiana to join the program. A man found guilty of killing a rideshare driver has been sentenced. Harrison Silcox reports.
It's 5.5 decades for Devin Powell, who was found guilty of murder in the shooting of Anthony Garland. Garland's body was found in June of 2022 on the west side of Indianapolis off Waterfront Parkway Drive, north of Crawfordsville Road. Investigators figured out that Garland was driving for Lyft, and Powell was the last person to request a ride. Powell admitted to the shooting after he was arrested and interviewed by police. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears announced the sentencing Monday. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Butler Bulldogs seem to be turning a corner, but head coach Thad Matta exercising caution coming off their win over DePaul.
I give our guys credit for staying the course, but I know this, the second you feel good about yourself in college basketball, it can go south on you. And
they take on number 10 Marquette tonight at 8:30 inside Hinkle Fieldhouse. I'm Kurt Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There is a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. Call my agent, Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel's the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Crystal in Franklin said, I was moving to Kentucky and needed to move fast. I got the Mark Dietel marketing plan and was blown away. The plan worked. I got a full list price offer in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 28th. It's 5 minutes after 10 with Kendall and Casey. on 93 WIBC. According to a report by the Purdue University Extension, the average Hoosier homeowner saw a 17% increase in their property taxes. This is between the years of 22 and 23, and that's an average of 8.6% over the last 2 years. So we're looking for some property tax relief.
So the State of the State is tomorrow night. It will be Braun's first State of the State, and State Affairs had an article saying basically that property tax reform will be the centerpiece of Braun's speech. And look, you got to get this out first and foremost. Braun has followed through thus far on everything he promised to do. It's very rare for a politician, but since last summer when he came in here, and we're not going to lie to our audience, he came in kicking and screaming. He came in because...
Well, the first time he came in and we asked him about property taxes, he was still spending a lot of time in Washington, D.C., and he was kind of like, huh? What? Nah.
Well, and I think they got a real eye-opening experience when Micah Beckwith won at that convention. I think he finally said, look, Braun's a business guy. He may not always be right in the beginning, but he knows how to be right in the end, and that's how you run a successful business. And I think that was a real eye-opening experience for him. And then they came back with a property tax plan that had some nice things to it, but had some not so nice things to it. And we told them about those not so nice things. And they, to their credit, again, that's how you run a business, right? Like you adjust based on what the feedback you get from your customers. And nobody represents more customers than us here on this radio show in terms of voters in the state of Indiana. And he adjusted that, and he came up with what is a pretty good property tax plan. And he has, to his credit, continued since being elected to drive this as his primary agenda item to the point of getting it as Senate Bill 1. And now his job will be tomorrow night with the entire state of Indiana looking at him to make the case to sell. I am hopeful that some of the examples we have played on this radio show, I'm optimistic that some of the examples we played on this radio show will end up, or that you have emailed to us, will end up as a part of that, because these are real people, and you're hearing it time and time and time and time again. They're not anomalies. If your property taxes have gone up $1,000 the past 3 years, you're not an anomaly. If they've gone up $750, it's not some exception to the rule. If you're in central Indiana, that's almost everybody, and some people are even more than that.
Yeah, you have actually supplied Mike Braun with the ammunition he needs, the data points. He can't just stand up there and say, yeah, they're too high. He has specific examples because of you engaging with us and calling in and emailing and telling us how this has affected you.
Yeah, so one of the things that, and I was told, Braun spoke to the Indiana Manufacturers Association yesterday, and he actually mentioned us in our show, and that was very nice of him, and I think they got a pretty good response. I was talking to someone yesterday who's a pretty well-respected person in the State House, and they were saying that they had a recent conversation with some GOP power brokers, and one of them mentioned, they said, look, here's the reality of Rob Kendall and the Kendall and Casey show. Those guys down the street from us can say whatever they want, those guys being the lawmakers, about us publicly. But they all listen, and when they go behind closed doors, they admit he's right. And that is positive for me, not to say I'm right, but to say they know what the right thing to do is. And this is why we've told you, this is exactly what we've told you. They know you're hurting. They know how wasteful local governments in many cases actually are. You've now got to drive them to do the right thing. And Braun has held up his end of that bargain, and our job then becomes, in the next coming weeks and over the next couple of months, to force these lawmakers to do what they know to be the right thing to do.
So the bill right now is in the Fiscal and Tax Responsibility Committee. Boy, that sounds like a real party, doesn't it?
And look, part of this is these lawmakers, like, if you've always done business a certain way, you know what you know. Somebody, when I first started in radio years ago, was 18, 19 years old, and we worked at a little bitty radio station that was horribly run. And I was talking to this person, and I said, well, why do they do these things that even for a kid who's just started in this business
can see
are horrible? And he goes, because if you only know what you've always known, you'll always do what you've always done. And for those people, here's how they've run their family-oriented radio station, right? So this is what's been in front of them. This is how they've operated. And because they're the owners, no one has been there to say, you are failing miserably at this. You have to stop doing this. And so for these lawmakers, because so many of them have come from the local government world, so many of them do start as trustees or councilmen or county commissioners or whatever. They don't have the creativity to see how something can be different. They don't have the wherewithal to see, what does this thing look like if we go left instead of right, because they've always gone right. And what Braun is doing right now, and what we are doing, I mean, let's face it, it's an arranged marriage, but Braun and I have been pretty effective so far. And what we are doing is challenging them. What you are doing as our audience is challenging them to see things differently than they've ever seen them before. What if you just forced local governments to get their act together? What if you didn't buy the ridiculously pathetic argument that if we do something different, all the police will be fired? What if we play a game of chicken and see who blinks first? I've done this multiple times with school referendums and defeated multiple school referendums. And every time the schools keep operating. Why? Because the schools were just forced to work smarter. Mm-hmm. They were forced to work better. They were forced to work more efficiently. That's all this would do. So here's the major joke about this is, like, we're not talking about returning this to 1985 property tax levels.
Right.
We're talking about 2021.
Right. We're not talking about getting rid of them altogether.
No. So you've got two things. One, your reset is not some draconian thing to begin with. And two, all of these communities that would be most, quote unquote, impacted have had massive commercial growth over the past 4 years. Carmel, Noblesville, Westfield, Brownsburg. I mean, all I hear is how great these warehouses are in Brownsburg. They're everywhere. Avon, Greenwood. All of that is not going to be touched in this. All of that, they get to keep every single penny that they were keeping yesterday. The challenge is to these people to say, we're going to do this for the people. And I have confidence that you as a local unit of government can find, in many cases, they won't have to cut anything. But even if you did 1 or 2%, and you'll all be there and still be just fine.
Well, a lot of it is fear of change or just the regret of having to work.
Yeah, they don't want to do it. Taxation is control. If you look at this bizarro bill that Jim Pressel has put forward in the House to fund roads, it's just basically like, we wash our hands of this of the state, and now we're going to give you, the local governments, all these abilities to raise taxes so that we don't have to think, and we don't have to work, and we don't have to do anything. Oh, and we don't have to accept the blame when your Amazon bill has a dollar tax to it, which is one of the things they're proposing to pay for these roads.
Yeah.
They don't have the mental capacity. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of just genuinely stupid people that I encountered in my years in local government, that I encountered in my years in state government. Like, and by the way, for the people, Rob, you're mean to these people. They deserve to be mean to. Look at how they've treated you. Look at how your local governments have treated you. Look at how your state government has treated you the past 4 or 5 years. What? I'm supposed to be nice about this? Right. All the money you've taken from me and my family, all the money you've taken from my friends and their family, I'm supposed to be like, yeah, you guys are really smart. No, they're not. They're not. They don't have the creativity. Most of them, Braun is a real exception to the rule. You wouldn't put him in charge of the Little League concession stand. And so you're seeing it play out in the road funding bill, where their only response is just, we'll let the local governments raise the taxes. And then when he gets held to account by it, Capital Chronicle has a big article about this. Basically, you realize he just wants to wash his hands of it because he doesn't have the mental capacity to find the savings necessary to reform government, to hold INDOT to account. So the easiest path of least resistance is, and I'm not even going to raise the taxes this time. Why? Because, well, the last time we told you we had a long-term solution, it lasted 8 years, and now here we are needing more money. These people don't have the mental capacity to pull this off. So our job, along with Braun,
do it for them.
We're doing it for them. We have done the work for you. All you have to do is vote yes now. We've done all the work for you. You don't have to risk any of the 7 brain cells you have left in there. Just vote yes.
Right.
It's that simple.
So the Senate Tax Committee expected to take up the bill on February 4th and then vote on advancing it the following week. Of course, as we mentioned, Braun is expected to push property tax overhaul in his State of the State speech, which is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You know, whatever he mentions, we're going to have that audio the next day on Thursday to talk about it.
Don in the YouTube chat. By the way, you can watch us in the YouTube chat. Every so often I will scan the fine folks over there that watch. Don said this, and this is interesting. Expanding the tax base through new development business doesn't benefit the average taxpayer. We just end up paying even more taxes for some reason. Aha. That's right, Don. Because why is that? Because of exactly what I just told you. These people are just doing things in a vacuum. There is no, how does this fit into the broad picture? How does this raise or lower the tax base? What is the long-term cost of this? These people don't do this. This is why you get a, air quote, long-term road funding solution, and here they are 8 years later, we need more taxes from you. No reform to the government, no reform to INDOT, no accountability over there. It's you have to shut up and pay. It's the same thing at the local level. Absolutely right. The reason... when I was an elected official, we cut property taxes 18.5% in 4 years, is because every decision we made was about what will this thing do? Does this neighborhood raise or lower the tax rate for everybody? If you can't definitively say lowers and by X amount, we're not doing it, right? What does it do to water and sewer? How much? There's a reason we didn't raise water and sewer rates in 4 years. Why? Because every decision we made was not just, does this fit here? It's what is the long-term? Businesses. Should this be a warehouse? Should this be a restaurant? Should this be a hotel? Local government, state government is hard if you want to do it right, and these people don't want hard.
Well, before we get to True Crime Tuesday, let's feature another montage of your calls and how this property taxes have affected you.
Hi, my name is Joyce. I live in Brown County, but I have a Columbus, Indiana address. Our 2021 to 22 taxes were $802.38. Our 2023 to 24 are $1,018.48.
So way outside of Indiana.
Yes, I'm calling with regard to the property tax. 2021, I paid $3,146 in property tax. Last year, I paid $4,162 in property tax. And Rob, since I know you're not much on the math, I was a math teacher for many years. Probably if you'd had me, you'd been better than math. But that's a 32% increase in 3 years. 32% in 3 years.
Both of those examples were about $1,000.
Yeah, and the one lady is outside of the
Donut County.
The Donut County, right? So while it's not as bad in many of these places outside of Donut counties, it's still happening. All right, True Crime Tuesday. So who do we have today for Tuesday?
Steve from Great Lakes True Crime Podcast is going to join us, and we're going to talk about the Sealy Rose murder.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to the 1800s and a little area in Ohio.
So she did something. I could totally see you doing this. She poisoned her family over a boy.
No, I would never do anything like that.
This is, if you want to know how the Kirk Herbstreit Casey saga could have played out, if there had just been one wrong turn, we'll lay it out for you next.
It's on the way from 93 WIBC.
No matter where you head on your commute, Matt Bear is there. Paris.
Les Champs-Élysées sont un véritable parking ce matin.
Warsaw.
W drodze do pracy wyjdź trochę wcześniej.
Or Brazil.
Temos bisbilhotice no Rio de Janeiro. Não haja como turista.
Matt, these are all cities in Indiana.
Oh, that makes my job easier.
Making your commute easier. Matt Bear Traffic. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controlled controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special. 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. In one day, you will love your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Kendall and Casey present True Crime Tuesday on 93 WIBC.
Casey, it's that time.
Yes, it is Tuesday, and every Tuesday at this time, you know what we do. True Crime Tuesday.
That's right. It's where we take a look back at a case that captivated the imagination. And Casey, this case this week has you written all over it.
Oh my gosh, why would you say that?
Well, you strike me as someone who would have probably tried to do this at some point.
No.
Poison your family over a boy.
This strikes me as you, Rob, because you tried to let someone down easily and it backfired on you.
All right, so it's the story of Sealy Rose, and here to tell this unbelievable story from we go all the way back today to the 1800s. Our old pal Steve from the Great Lakes True Crime Podcast. Steve, hello.
Hello, thanks for having me on again.
All right, so give us the aerial view. We're going all the way back to 1896. Give us the 10,000-foot view of this wild and wacky, bit of an anger problem, Sealy Rose.
Yeah, so this is near Mansfield, Ohio, which is about midway between Cleveland and Columbus. Sealy Rose was one of 3 children, and she was what we would call has a learning disability today, although she was undiagnosed back at the time. She was 23 years old, but still kind of played like a child. She read nursery rhymes, and other kids in the area were quite cruel to her, right to her face. They would tease her and taunt her. Everyone except for this boy next door named Guy Barry, who was very kind to her. He would always say hello to her, be very nice to her. Sealy kind of mistook his kindness as love, and in her mind, they were going to get married. So she had it all planned out. She was in love with him. The only thing was Guy was not in love with her. He was just kind to her. So it was an unrequited love type of situation.
Casey, this sounds exactly like you and Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, except I didn't try to poison my family over him. All right, so Steve, tell us what happened when Guy tried to let Sealy down easy.
Yeah, so Guy either told Sealy that he wanted to be with her, but her family said no, or there's another version of the story where Sealy's father told him, look, you know, he's not interested in you. You have to stop this. But either way, she got the message that this was not going to happen, and Sealy blamed her family for this. So her solution was to get rid of her family, and she did exactly that, unfortunately. Sealy would help make the breakfast, which included eggs, toast, and schmearcase, or what we call today cottage cheese. She laced the cottage cheese with arsenic and ultimately killed her father, mother, and brother over a period of several weeks in June and July of 1896.
So I believe that the father went right away, but mom took a little while longer to pass because she ate a lighter breakfast and therefore did not ingest as much poison. Is that correct?
That's what I heard. She actually got sick first, but she recovered. I think she may have been actually poisoned again later on. So she
was a double dip.
Might have taken two poisons to kill her.
Okay, so by the way, Steve is our guest. We love Steve from the Great Lakes True Crime Podcast. We're talking about the true story of Sealy Rose, who, well, over a boy. It's always over a boy, isn't it? Murdered her family. So how did they begin to catch on, hey, I think the daughter did this?
Doctors suspected arsenic poisoning. I'm not sure exactly why at first, but by the point all three of Sealy's family members who lived at home were sick and Sealy was perfectly fine, it started to become obvious that something was remiss here. And when David died, the father, on June 30th, his stomach was actually sent to Columbus to a bigger hospital for examination, and they did find arsenic in his stomach. So they knew. They suspected very strongly that Sealy was behind this, but there wasn't any proof for a while.
Now, is it true that Sealy also tried to get rid of the boy, Guy's parents as well? She made a pie for him, and he was a little sus of the pie, and instead of giving it to his family, fed it to the chickens, and the chickens all died from it?
I did read that, yeah. The guy's family of chickens, unfortunately, died, but not his family. So, yeah, I think everyone was suspicious. And by the time Rebecca died on July 19th, the whole town was kind of abuzz. This was a really sensational story in the news. Everyone wanted to get a glimpse of Sealy. Everyone knew kind of what was happening, but they needed some proof. That was the issue.
And they ended up getting the proof from a confession.
Correct. Yeah. Sealy, after her family died, Sealy was 23 years old, but she was unable to take care of herself. So she was sent to live with a family friend, eventually confessed to the young lady who lived with that family. And that's how she was eventually put on trial for the murder of her father, brother, and mother.
See, Casey, this is why I don't let anybody make food for me, up to including my wife. If you always see it being at every step of the way, you just won't end up like this.
You need a food taster,
and I think we all
you?
know how many people would love to do this to me. So you got to keep your guard up 24/7. Okay, so what happened to Sealy? What was the end for old Sealy Rose, Steve?
Sealy was put on trial, and she was found not guilty by reason of insanity. But they knew that she had committed these crimes, and she was sent to what was called the Toledo Asylum at the time. And eventually, when a newer mental hospital opened in Lima, Ohio, in northwest Ohio, she was sent there and lived the rest of her life in the Lima State Hospital, and she's actually buried in the cemetery there in Lima, Ohio.
Now, is it true that the house where she lived is haunted, and you can tour that if that's your bag?
You can tour it for sure. It's on the grounds of Malabar Farm State Park in Ohio. There's certain days of the year where it's open to the public to tour. You can always see it from the outside, but I did get a chance to go into it this past fall, and they had a special event. I didn't notice any ghosts, but there are certainly plenty of legends about ghosts and hauntings there. So who knows? But it is available for tours and open to the public from time to time.
All right, Steve, tell us about the very fabulous Great Lakes True Crime Podcast.
So, yeah, Great Lakes True Crime. We're based in northern Ohio. We do shows about monthly. You can find us at greatlakestruecrime.net. You can also find us on Facebook and X. Just search for Great Lakes True Crime. And we love being on the show here, and I really appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. We appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Best are us when dreams sunk in. Best are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Best are us when dreams sunk in. Best are us.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A freeze for now. Radar is clear. It's 36 and sunny downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 10:30. President Trump is freezing all federal aid for now. The White House saying the temporary pause will go into effect at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and allow for agency problems to be reviewed. The freeze will not be impacting Social Security, Medicare, or direct payments to individuals. The move is getting pushback from Democrats on Capitol Hill. Homeland Security is getting in on some of the action along with ICE with illegal immigration crackdowns. Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
As immigration raids continue across the country, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has posted on social media about her participation in an enforcement operation in the Bronx. The man who was arrested was wanted on charges including kidnapping, assault, and burglary, and is reportedly linked to the Tren de Aragua gang in Venezuela. That group has been tied to an apartment invasion in Aurora, Colorado, which has made national headlines in recent months, and follows Sunday's drug arrests of 50 reported gang members in Denver. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special. 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just one dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
If you need health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Terrence and Jody when they got married, and Sophia when she had a baby, and Gary when he moved and needed new insurance. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC. It's time to hear from you. Kendall and Casey present voicemails.
Here we go with your voicemail. voicemails, 317-684-8444. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. And we did mention this earlier. We were talking a lot about property taxes. We got a lot of more phone calls about this yesterday, Rob. People are really emboldened and want to share their stories with everybody. So here's another phone call about property taxes.
Hey, guys. It's Larry calling from New Palestine. Hey, property taxes. In 2020, my house was assessed at $190,000. Yearly taxes was $1,912. In 2024, my house was assessed at $320,700. My property taxes went from $1,912 a year to $3,200 a year in good old New Palestine. So thanks, kick ass, bye.
At this point, I feel like it's got to be on Braun to get this across the finish line. We've given him all of the information. We've engaged our audience. He's got his State of the State address tomorrow, and he's got to get this Senate Bill 1 across the finish line.
Yeah, that's right. And tomorrow night will be a big part of that. The hearing, I think they're going to start having hearings on this next week. We'll let you know when we know for sure, and that way you can get there. And this is really Braun's time to shine. Look, they all hear this show anyway. It's not like they don't know this is going on. It's not like these lawmakers don't know this is happening. And that was part of this exercise, was to say this is happening everywhere in central Indiana. It's happening in New Palestine. It's happening in Carmel. It's happening in Brownsburg. It's happening in Plainfield. It's happening in Greenwood. I mean, we've gone the whole circle, right? All the donut counties have been, Hancock County, Hendricks County, Hamilton County, Johnson County, Morgan. I mean, pick your favorite central Indiana county. These people have gotten screwed. We have completed the exercise over the past couple days. They needed this anyway, but there's no doubt about what's happening here. The only question is, are your lawmakers going to finally publicly say, essentially,
whether they support it?
F you, we're fine with you suffering. That's what they're saying. They have a proposal on the table, which as written will fix this issue. Who do they care more about? You or these wasteful agents of local government?
Yeah, another example. And that was almost a $1,300 increase in that guy's property taxes. Okay, so we had Bill Herrick on, and he is the oil guy. We got a guy, Rob.
That's right.
And he talked about how Donald Trump's Drill Baby Drill anthem would affect or not affect us. And somebody wanted to call and offer this.
We don't need to drill baby drill, but we do need to explore more drilling in Alaska and the Gulf. But listen, our refineries, we need new refineries. We do not in America have the refineries that process the clean crude that we have in America. Our refineries are all designed to process the crap, the tar, the crap from Venezuela, and that level of crude. If we want to bring oil into the picture and be dominant, we need new refineries that can handle our cleaner oil. Thanks.
So the time that it takes to build a refinery, it depends on the size and also the complexity of it. But the average size refinery, which can offer between 250 to 500,000 barrels a day, will take between 5 to 7 years to complete. Now, if you're looking at a modular refinery, the construction timeline changes to about 15 to 18 months from the start of the project to the time that the first barrel of oil is processed. So even if you were to start a refinery today, you'd be into 2027 before you would get any oil out of that refinery. Next time we have Bill Herrick on, we'll ask him about refineries as well. We had a conversation about Gavin Newsom. Of course, Donald Trump was welcomed to California by Gavin Newsom as he stood on the tarmac with his hands in his pants, looking like a little kid, just waiting for daddy to come home and help out. But you asked a question about Gavin Newsom. Somebody wanted to call and talk about him.
I was really curious. Sometimes I humor myself by looking up on maybe Siri or whatever, and I was asking if Greasy Gavin was related to Nancy Pelosi, which you've heard that they were and they weren't. And when I looked it up, it said with an exclamation point, no. And I had to laugh about it. It reminded me of an episode of Seinfeld where Elaine was misusing or using the exclamation point and asking if it was worthy. then it went on to explain that, oh, well, he was related, but not blood related, going back to aunts and this and that, all the way back to 1977. So isn't the internet so funny? And turns out he is related, maybe not by blood, but by relationship. So here we go. I'm going to dig into it more. Thanks.
So Gavin Newsom has just tapped Magic Johnson and also the Dodgers chairman, Mark Walter, to lead a new private sector initiative to support the wildlife recovery in Los Angeles.
Oh, jeez. What does Magic Johnson know about wildlife recovery?
Exactly.
I'm not even being facetious when I'm saying that. What experience does Magic Johnson have in wildlife recovery?
Isn't that just seems so Hollywood, so California? You've got this wildfire recovery that needs to take place, so we need a pitch man for it. We need a face, a brand, something. How about just the people need help?
Well, right, but here, okay, and I don't mean to be mean or callous when I'm saying this. We're being realists here. Why would anyone want to help out there when the government is not going to do anything to correct the situation that caused the thing? This was caused because of government incompetency. This was caused because the government was unable to deal with, despite having all the money and the resources necessary to deal with it, the thing in front of them. If I give money out there, what's going to change?
Yeah, listen to how ridiculous this is. So Karen Bass, she detailed her own plan to look outside of City Hall to support the recovery, and she appointed this civic leader and real estate developer to pilot the first phase of the city's rebuilding efforts, right? And so then Gavin Newsom steps in and says, okay, yeah, that's fine. You need somebody to help. I'm going to give you Magic Johnson. What?
Congratulations.
What? And like Donald Trump said, these people want to get in there and do it themselves. They don't want to wait for months and months to get a permit. Everything's ash.
Look, I mean, I would have real reservations about giving money to anything in California because they'll just squander it again. I mean, what's going to change? There's no plan. There's no, man, here's the egregious mistakes we made. Here's how we're going to fix this. Well, so what are you giving your money to? The same thing is going to happen again.
So before Hammer joins us, we've got one more phone call, and this one is for you, Rob, about how you blocked people on X.
That's right.
Rob, I'm proud of you because you decided to get rid of some of the people that follow you on whatever platform. The good thing is that you have the platform that you are. Kudos to you for everything you've done for Hendrick County and Brownsburg. My parents grew up there. Actually, my grandparents also. Good. Know your parents and grandparents as they migrated from Terre Haute also.
Oh.
So all I was going to say is just keep up what you do. You're agitator, and I love it because most of the people, and I'll give you my full name, email, address, these people can come over and have a venison sandwich in the backyard or maybe even a hamburger, a hot dog. I'll even make a salad for them because usually that's what they want. All I'm saying is keep up doing what you're doing. I wouldn't stress over it. Not that you are. Raise your family. Keep doing what you're doing. You have a bigger voice than they do. They're starting to realize that. And I'm loving the total end game that this is going to happen with. So thanks a lot, Rob.
That was very nice of him. By the way, State Rep did send me a text message when we were talking with Micah. He is outraged that I was not invited to the State of the State.
What?
Yes. I mean, and why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's done more for this state than me. How could I not be at the State of the State?
Always working that Sagamore the Wabash angle.
Well, I mean, that might be a great place for Braun to present the Sagamore. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, this guy is... This guy is right. I mean, I totally deserve to be there. I can't believe somebody didn't offer me a ticket.
That guy just said you're an agitator.
That's right.
And you're surprised that you're not invited.
Speaking of agitators, Hammer's next.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
We are loaded on the Hammer and Nigel show right at 3:06, Governor Mike Braun in studio to start the show with us. We've also got WWE superstar Bayley and the biggest stories of the day. Let's go. 93 WIBC.
As a female gun owner, finding the right store can make all the difference. At Premier Arms, they understand that your journey to self-protection is personal and empowering. So whether you're a seasoned shooter or just starting out, they're there to guide you with respect and understanding. You can trust Premier Arms to take care of you without making you feel foolish or uninformed. I do. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. Consider Premier Arms. They're in Brownsburg, or you can find them online, premierarms.com. Their phone number is 317-858-3030.
Jewelry Gram, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with a natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother-of-pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There's a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate, Mark Dietl. Perhaps you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Crystal and Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietl. I was moving to Kentucky and needed to move fast. I got the Mark Dietl marketing plan and was blown away. The plan worked. I got a full list price offer in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
As an IT professional who handles e-waste, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, receive 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2V3, RIOS, and NAID certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Businesses receive free pickup of your e-waste from technology recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
From the #1 rated Hammer and Nigel show, Jason Hammer in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning. And I come with a special presentation today.
Oh.
So recently, my wife, Crystal Hammer, the crazy coupon lady, heard Rob on the air talking about the late, great Bruce Kendall. Right?
That's right.
And so we have a friend that is the art teacher at Beech Grove Middle School, Miss Sutton. And she put a little something together for you here, Rob.
What?
Oh, my goodness. What is this?
Little something from Miss Sutton, who's a friend of the family. She's awesome, very talented. And
I think I need some scissors.
Yeah, you can tell it's probably wrapped up by Crystal because you can't get it open.
Kev, do we have scissors over there?
Kevin's
Is there
looking.
a knife I could stab something with? I can see this, though. It looks beautiful.
It's a picture of Bruce. And if you remember a couple
Kevin,
weeks
that's a
back.
paintbrush.
Can you just rip the...
You want to take a go at it?
If you remember a couple weeks back, she sent you a random text asking you what your favorite color was.
That's right.
So that was the background color of said picture. Here. So
look at Hammer go.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be strong.
No problem. He's getting that.
Look at this. You had a painting.
Right. Here's the card from Miss Sutton, who made this little beauty.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
framed beautifully.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Oh, that's so great.
Hold it up. I want to see.
This is beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Look at
Oh,
this.
he's smiling, too.
Oh, my gosh. I love this.
Yeah.
And she signed it on the back.
There you go.
I love this. Tell
That's
Crystal
nice.
thank you so much. Tell her thank you so much. This is beautiful. What a great picture.
Yeah, that's perfect.
He was such a beautiful, beautiful boy.
See, deep down inside the surly a-hole that is Rob Kendall, there is a little bit of a softie.
Oh, I love this. This is so wonderful. I cannot wait to hang this up at our house.
So we go from talking about your beautiful dog
it's
to
great.
who was the hyena you were talking about earlier?
Should we say her name? Do we give her the credit of saying her name?
I just want to get the nickname right.
Oh, hysterical hyena.
Was that it? The hysterical hyena.
Yeah.
The woman that used to work at Wish TV.
Yes.
She went by Nina Criscolo on the air.
That's right, yeah.
Now she's something else. And sweet mother of God, I don't know what's gone on.
Wow.
But wow, she's a whack job.
And this is like she was never that way. She used to come on the radio station.
Yeah, totally. Like if she hated us that much, she would have agreed to come on.
Right.
So it's something is a little wacky here. Like almost like she's late to the party and deciding, you know what? I'm going to reinvent myself as this super woke, anti-Trump liberal.
Right.
But the thing is, it's a day late, dollar short. That's like coming out now doing the ice bucket challenge. Things have changed, right? The country has changed. There was just an overwhelming referendum by the voters of this country that said, yeah, all that stuff sucks.
Well, and I've been getting messages from other people who have been saying, yeah, she has changed. Like she used to kind of not be this way, and it's different. And it's like, so last night, for example, she put some diatribe out about how the sheriff of Hamilton County is basically like, we will accept these resources to train our officers on how to deal with illegal immigrants. We're not knocking down doors.
Right.
We're not throwing people in a paddy wagon. We are simply saying clearly in all of our counties, in every county in this country, there's an issue with illegal immigration. We want to be trained to do it. We will accept this and learn how to do this. And she went nuts.
And what's funny is they always act like they're the ones that care. I've got a big open heart. I'm sensitive. Until you call them on their bullcrap and they're like, I see why your wife left you. Like these people are so full of crap. Every one of these folks.
Yeah, and it's like, so I posted that photo or the video of Obama saying the same thing that they're doing now.
Right.
And of course, no
Hillary
response to
Clinton
that.
said the same thing.
Of course, and all we're talking about is saying, look, if you're in this country illegally, you are breaking the law. You are breaking the law if you're in this country illegally. We all have a vested interest in knowing who's here. And if you're taking up someone else's spot who is trying to come in the right way, you're taking their position. They want to do things the right way. You shouldn't get a free pass.
And look, if you want to disagree on politics, if You don't like ICE, that's fine. But when you start ripping on other folks who believe in those types of things, and this is kind of where she got into the danger zone, right? It wasn't enough to say, this is what I believe in, this is my opinion. She wants to be hot take girl. But the thing is, she's not smart enough to pull it off.
Right.
And again, the country has changed, and she clearly has changed, but it's a day late and a dollar short. The people don't want that woke bullcrap anymore. Every swing state said, no, we're done with this. So, and it's not just Nina. I've got friends I went to high school with that are just freaking out hysterically on social media. These people for 4 years called people like us, Trump supporters, conservatives, racist, fascists, Nazis, every despicable name under the sun that shows they clearly haven't read a book. And now, when the tables have shifted a little bit, tides turned, they can't handle it.
And the difference between us and her is, yeah, we dish it out, but we also take it, right? We're big boys and girls. When we dish it out, we don't play victim when somebody claps back at us.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's I said that you woman are worth hours of entertainment. You're like some SNL character, except you're a real.
Her stupidity is better than OnlyFans.
Everyone's coming up to
back up.
I love this. This is great. I can't tell you how beautiful this is.
Governor Mike Braun in studio to start the show.
Nice.
We've got WWE's Bailey. We've got not Kenny Rogers. We're going to have a good show.
Thanks, Hammer. You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. In one day, you will love your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Get ready. WWE's Royal Rumble is coming to Indianapolis. And Wheatley American Vodka, the official vodka of WWE, is bringing WWE superstar Damian Priest to the new Kroger on Fisher Station Way in Fishers this Saturday morning from 9 to 11. Damian Priest will be there signing bottles of Wheatley American Vodka and taking photos with fans. You can enter to win tickets to WWE Royal Rumble at Lucas Oil Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Must be 21 plus to enter or consume alcohol. Wheatley Vodka, 41% alcohol by volume, 82 proof. Produced by Buffalo Trace Distillery, Frankfort, Kentucky.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Coming up in 2 minutes, Ryan Hedrick reports on the immigration enforcement program that this agency wants in on, plus who and how many people were shot in Elkhart, and the tax that state lawmakers are thinking about implementing as they go through this legislative session. I'm Kirk Darling. That and more coming up from the Technology Recyclers Studios after Fox News Radio. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
It's another day rounding up some immigrants here illegally. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
What we've been saying from day one, President's saying it. Worst first, we're going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats.
Trump borders are Tom Homan as new raids were conducted early this morning in New York City. Fox's Alexis McAdams is there.
Leading the charge this morning, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who says she's on the ground doing exactly what President Trump promised the American people.
Homeland Security Secretary Noem posted a picture of an illegal immigrant arrested, calling him a dirtbag.
Taken into custody out in the Bronx. The Venezuelan migrant arrested on these charges, kidnapping, assault, and burglary. Authorities say he crossed into the U.S. illegally at some point and had a warrant for his arrest out in Colorado, so they were looking for him for quite some time.
This is new today from the White House. A freeze on federal money, though. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports it's not clear how much.
Each agency must do an analysis to identify programs or projects and make sure they comply with the president's executive orders. The OMB is ordering all federal agencies to temporarily pause grants and loans while that review is being done, but Medicare and Social Security will not be affected.
Democratic Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer just said assistance programs being paused.
It's a dagger at the heart of the average American family.
The Senate's holding a hearing now, led by Republican Ted Cruz, into the Panama Canal, which President Trump wants the U.S. to take control of again.
President Trump has highlighted two key issues. Number one, the danger of China exploiting or blocking passage through the canal. And number two, the exorbitant costs for transit.
And it's barely past the last election, and we're already looking ahead to 2026. Democratic Michigan Senator Gary Peters announced this morning he will not seek re-election in Michigan.
I will be forever grateful for the opportunity to serve, and I believe my work has left our country a better place.
Republicans hope this gives them a better chance to flip a blue seat red in Michigan, a state President Trump won. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why they want in on it. Radar is clear. It's 37 and sunny downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 11:02. It lets local police identify illegal migrants in their jails. Ryan Hedrick reports on the details of a program coming to Hamilton County.
Sheriff Dennis Quakenbush says Indiana has become a border state because of all the issues that come with an open border, and that's why he says his agency is joining the 287G program.
The increase in guns, violence, particularly fentanyl coming across the border affecting us here in our community.
The sheriff says 287G only targets people who commit crimes and that they're not joining the program to go after anyone based on race or ethnicity. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Gunshots at a grocery store. That's what happened at Elkhart on Monday. Police were sent to a Martin's supermarket around 5:30 where police confronted a man with a gun in the parking lot. They exchanged gunfire.
All units, officer down. All units be en route.
We have 2 officers injured that are EPD. Suspect is down.
The suspect was then killed, and the 2 officers who were hurt both survived. Investigators say 2 other people were found shot to death inside the supermarket. You may be paying a little extra for DoorDash soon. State lawmakers are thinking about a bill that would impose a small tax on DoorDash or similar delivery orders. The money from that tax would then go back to road funding if approved. Nearly 3 million birds had to be put down at a farm in Jackson County this week. The flock exposed to the latest strand of the bird flu, according to the Indiana State Board of Animal Health. They say there is no threat to the state's food supply, though. A nail biter out west last night.
Air zone. Carves out space. Rainbow 3. When you're starting to hit shots like that,
It's your night.
The call on the Big Ten Network, Yarden Garzone, hit 8 of those three-pointers last night, dropping a career-high 35 points, leading the Indiana Hoosier women over the Washington Huskies 73-70. I'm Kurt Darling on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation.
Call 800-838-8614. 800-838-8614. That's 800-838-8614.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 28th. It is 5 minutes after 11. You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. So Selena Gomez sobbed uncontrollably and posted a video of herself crying. She was expressing distress over deportations and the impact on her community. My question for you, if a woman cries and does not post it on social media, did it really happen?
I thought she was American.
Exactly.
Isn't she? I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious. Is she not a citizen of this country?
Yeah, but she said all of her people were getting attacked.
All the Americans are getting attacked?
Yeah.
What? I mean, these people are ridiculous, Casey. They're absolutely ridiculous. They're attention hounds. But here's what's interesting. She took it down.
She did take it down.
Which tells you...
She got a lot of backlash.
As we talked about with Hammer the last segment on that lady going berserko on social media, that the country's changed. The country has changed. The majority of people now are not, they have run out of patience for this crap, right? They have seen what has happened to this country the last 4 years under Biden. They have seen the mass wholesale illegal immigration. 15 million people plus have probably illegally entered the country under Biden's watch. Most of them have gotten to stay, and people are sick of it. They have no time for your tears anymore. No time.
So she used a Mexican flag emoji and said, "I'm sorry" in the post. Let's take a listen.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. Children.
Children.
I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Kev, she's super vulnerable right now. Now would be your chance if you've ever wanted to make a move on Selena Gomez. Now is the time.
I'll make note of that.
Yeah.
She said that she didn't understand. What doesn't she understand? Why isn't she crying for the 100,000 Americans who are dead from fentanyl poisoning? Or what doesn't she understand about the 340,000 missing children who've been trafficked over the border? And where are her tears for Lake and Riley? Now, she says, these are my people. Okay, sure. She has some Mexican roots. She has an aunt.
So does my wife.
And a paternal grandparent.
So does my
who
wife.
emigrated from Mexico in the 70s. Selena Gomez is American, though.
So does my wife. So my wife thinks this is great. So does her opinion count more than my wife? Because my wife is just as Hispanic as she is.
And she said, I wish I could do something. Okay. You got 4 multi-million-dollar homes.
Yeah.
How about you want to take them all in there?
Well, right. This is the question I asked that lady last night. How many illegal immigrants are you housing? Same question to her. How many of these people are you putting up? None. This was an attention grab. She got ratioed on this, which is why she took it down.
Yeah.
The country has changed. People are sick of the crap. And by the way, people have long been sick of the crap. They're speaking out now. Trump's election showed people it is okay. It's same reason we've been playing all these people's property tax assessments, to show people it's okay to speak out. You are not an outlier. You are amongst friends in terms of getting screwed. Same thing here. Trump's election showed people, hey, the majority of Americans agree with me that having a country matters, having borders matter, and obeying our laws matter, and I'm willing to speak out about it now.
So it's being reported that earlier this morning, about an hour ago, maybe even less than that, in the Bronx, ICE raided and arrested a TDA gang leader who was responsible for the takeover of those Aurora apartments in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that story where it was just a handful.
Now, I'm sure the minority on this, but I don't think they should stop at the violent offenders. I think all these people should go back. Every single one of them.
Broke a law.
If you broke the law, you're out of here. You're out of here. And by the way, you can talk about the kids this and the kids that. These illegal immigrants use the kids as human shields.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know, thanks to people like Biden basically telling them how to break the law in this country to get here, the things to do in order to ensure they get to stay. It, again, is no different than dealing with my 19-month-old. When she throws things now, she gets one warning, and if she does it again, she goes in timeout. And you know what? When she gets out of timeout, she's better behaved because she suffered a punishment. It's the same thing here, whether it's a 19-month-old baby or it's 30-year-old illegal immigrants. If they know they can get away with it, they're going to do whatever they know they can get away with. You have to start punishing these people. I have no idea why we're not deporting everyone. I have no idea why we're not taking every person who has broke the law. Because the moment they came in this country illegally, they broke the law. We should I once heard it described, and this is the perfect description, a very big wall and a very wide gate, which says, if you want to come here and work, and the big word here is assimilate. Assimilate. You come to our country, you come to our cultures, our norms, our traditions. We don't cater to you. You learn English.
That's the thing that always struck me is these protesters that are out and they're waving flags from their home country. You know, the country that they left.
Right. This is my point. And so every one of these people who's here illegally should have to go back because there's a lot of people who are trying to do things the right way, and we should reward those people who want to assimilate, who want to learn our culture, our customs, speak our language, and move those people to the front of the line. There's nothing wrong with saying if you broke the law, you have to go back where you came from. It doesn't make you heartless or racist or whatever, right? It is unbelievable to me that there are people who are, these elite people who broke our laws, they should get to stay here. That's fine.
So here's a new follow on Twitter. It's the White House debuted Rapid Response 47. It's the official rapid response account of the Trump 47 White House. And it's supposed to support Trump's America First agenda and hold the fake news accountable. That's how they bill it. And they just tweeted out just moments ago, this is Rapid Response 47. January 20th, there were 1,073 illegal border crossings. January 21st, 736. January 22nd, 714. January 26th, 582. So you see that number getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
And that's the way it should be. People will, once they learn there's no point in coming because you're not getting to stay, we're not giving you an app, we're not saying do drop in 2 years, they'll stop coming if there's no benefit. This is no different than raising children. Dealing with criminals is no different than raising children. If the ramification of coming, if there's no reward for coming, if the ramification is great and there's no reward for coming, people will stop doing it.
So you're saying that what Donald Trump is doing is a little bit stronger than don't. So Selena Gomez, she posted this message on Instagram.
Took it down.
Yeah, and then she said, apparently it's not okay to show empathy for people, but then she later deleted it. Tom Homan, who is out in the real world, taking down some of these human traffickers and criminals and child predators, he responded to the Selena Gomez post.
But what do you say to those who are out there saying that these are everyday people, these are families that are being attacked and dragged out of their homes? How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list. We have 250,000 Americans die from fentanyl coming across the open border. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
Yeah, he hit on a great point, which is all they're doing is enforcing the laws passed by Congress. If you don't like it, take it up with the Congress, because they're the ones who make the laws, and we've just not been enforcing the laws of our country.
I've seen some people say that they would love to see like a 4-hour show with Tom Homan, kind of like a Catch a Predator. just do that. He could have his own theme music and everything. But it's also reaching here in Indiana. Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita, he announced that lawsuit against the St. Joseph County Police Department and accused them of not cooperating with ICE.
And look, some of these politicians are going to hop on this because it's the cause du jour. Some of them are going to be doing it because it's politically expedient in the moment. But you have seen the country take such a dramatic shift on this that a big number of Democrats voted for that Laken Riley Act. They couldn't pass it last year, and now not only does it obviously get all Republican support, but you've got, whatever it was, 11 Democrats or something like that voting for this thing. They've seen the tide turn, and the tide has turned in favor of enforce the laws of the country.
Yeah. Todd Rokita criticized the South Bend Police Department. He said they're giving safe harbor to criminal aliens, potentially making St. Joseph County a magnet for illegal immigrants.
Can Rokita roll in there on a tank? Like, could he could he? Like, what does Rokita have access to a tank? Like, what are the applicable rules of putting a tank on a, pedestrian
Can you drive a tank on the highway?
Once you get to St. Joseph, the St. Joseph border, then what are the rules in terms of entry? Could he have, like, the scene of the Blues Brothers with all those lines of cop cars driving behind him?
He'd love it.
Oh, yes, he would. If there's a way he could figure out how to do it, he would certainly do it. And he would be berating a staffer the entire way up there for not driving the tank properly.
So J.D. Vance has he's created a lot of memes. Something he said, he was on Face the Nation, and he was having a conversation with Margaret. And this is great. This is the I don't really care, Margaret.
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary
Do you stand by
concern
it?
as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that
So
we
no.
know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people
it's
are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he
Yeah.
wasn't. I don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted, and because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country.
She can't. I mean, she is just not going to give in on this, is she?
But you know what? He had backbone. He was standing up to her. I don't really care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country. Is Margaret the new Karen?
All right, let's take a break. You got a mailer, is that right?
I did. I got a mailer from my state representative.
It's a questionnaire.
It's a questionnaire about the 25 legislative survey. Should we take the survey?
Let's take the survey on the air when we come back.
Okay. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Chief no longer needs a diaper change. The commander-in-chief doesn't have to watch Matlock with pudding smeared on his face. We've got a commander-in-chief that no longer falls up and down the stairs multiple times. I'm excited for that. if anything else.
Let's see how long it takes before Pencil Neck Adam Schiff to file some impeachment charge.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today, 317-480-4040. That's 317-480-4040.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
The 25 legislative session is underway and will continue through April. As we work on Indiana's next 2-year budget, my focus will continue to be on improving quality of life in our neighborhoods. A variety of issues will come before us in the coming months, and I would appreciate your input. You may return the attached survey by mailing it to my State House office.
Oh, so
okay.
this is your state rep.
This is my state rep.
Sent you a survey, Justin Moed, and he is a Democrat. By all accounts, though,
he says he's representing me at the State House with honor.
Well, we'll find out. I guess we're gonna find out.
Leadership that serves.
Now, what I've always heard about Moed, and some people will remember, Moed had a little issue with the internet a few years ago. But other than that, by all accounts,
I've met him. He seemed nice.
He's a very nice guy and does a fine job, like in terms of constituent services. So we'll find out how. When we've had him on the show before, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we did.
I think he came in and but like I've always heard, and I think he's Hammer's rep too, and Hammers said that about him. He's a pretty decent guy, so we'll find out what's the survey ask.
Okay, we've got 5 questions. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, the first couple ones are yes or no, and then you've got to do a selection.
Uh-oh.
Number 1, would you support an increase in cigarette taxes to discourage smoking and raise funds for public health programs?
And your answer?
No, I'm not in support of any taxes being raised.
Okay, very good.
Number 2, to curb reckless driving, would you support legislation to allow for installation of traffic cameras in school zones or neighborhoods?
Okay, and your answer?
No.
Very good.
I don't want any Big Brother.
There you go. Very good.
Number 3, would you support a law limiting the number of homes corporate investors may own in Indiana?
Okay, and your answer?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, if corporation, that's their business, they should be allowed to make money.
But
at
they're
the
making it more
same
expensive
time,
for you.
I know.
And that's why he's asking.
I'm kind of torn on this one.
Let's make it fun and just put yes and see what he does.
Okay. Number 4, here we go. This is a big one, Rob. Are you ready?
Yeah.
They might as well just label this one the Rob Kendall question.
That's right.
Indiana's new governor has proposed implementing additional property tax caps to help control the large increases in property taxes in recent years. Which of the following statements most closely matches your opinion? Please choose only one.
Yeah.
A, any property tax relief should be evenly distributed to homeowners, small businesses, and large corporations.
Uh-huh.
B, any property tax relief should go mostly to homeowners, with small businesses and large corporations receiving a smaller benefit.
Uh-huh.
C, no property tax relief should be provided. Or D, no opinion.
All right, I know which one I'd go with. What is
You going between A or B?
Well, I would go with B because the businesses already get massive
Yeah,
property
and the
tax.
large corporations receiving a smaller benefit.
Right, yeah. Because look, these businesses, these warehouses, all these other big companies, they get property tax abatements already. It takes them 10 years to pay a full freight. They get massive special tax benefits being businesses in Indiana. They already get enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going with B.
You're going with B. I'm going to circle D. No opinion. No, I'm kidding.
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that to us, would you?
Your eyes just got really big. What are you doing? Okay, B. Let's see. Number 5. What do you believe is the most pressing issue in your neighborhood? Please choose only one. Wow. You're making it hard on me,
what
Justin.
Are the options?
The options are A, infrastructure repairs, clearly needed. B, crime and public safety, needed. C, lack of quality education options. D, need for better paying jobs. E, abandoned housing and slumlords.
You got all of these.
Or F, other. Please explain in comments section. Wow. Yeah. How about all? It says, please choose only one.
Well, what if you marked other and then just wrote all in great big? All of these.
Of the above.
He's looking for one thing he can sink his teeth into.
He is. Okay, I'm going to have to rule out C. It says lack of quality education options, mostly because this is my survey.
Yeah.
This does not affect my family anymore.
That's right.
I know it would affect the entire community. However, it doesn't affect me.
Look, your kid would go to IPS. I think IPS has proven they're incapable of, no matter how much money you give them, getting any better. So you can throw that out anyway.
Right. Infrastructure repairs. Clearly, that's needed. Let's just look at Washington Street, which has been closed for a year. It's going to be closed for another year.
Yeah.
However, I tend to lean towards B, which is crime and public safety, because if you're afraid to leave your house because you might be shot or attacked, it doesn't matter what condition the roads are in.
Right.
If you don't want to leave. And I don't know, the abandoned housing and slumlords, those kind of affect the crime and public safety. I'm going to go with B.
I think you're right.
B.
I would agree with you on your entire survey. I think we would have filled it out the same way. The only thing I would say, the only caveat I would have is that first question about the cigarette tax. Here's what I would be willing to say.
Yeah.
Is if we made a law that said if you are on any sort of government assistance and you are caught smoking, you're out.
Right.
Then I would be open to potentially saying, okay, if we're actually
you're making poor choices, don't make me pay for it.
Right. So if the goal is public health, the goal is public health, and you're on public money, then you cannot if you're caught smoking, your benefits are gone. You're out of here, right? Alcohol the same way. I get to decide whether you can eat Twinkies. I can decide all of it. But that's not the question. That was not the question was in front of you. Then I'd be open to potentially a cigarette tax increase. But that's not the question, and that's not going to happen. So.
Okay, so it says to return this survey by mail, just tear along the perforated line at the left, fold it. Oh, I have to supply the stamp?
No way.
Apply a first-class stamp before mailing.
He's going to make it. What is a stamp now? What's a stamp cost?
I don't know.
70 cents? He's going to make you spend...
Costing me money.
He's going to make you spend 70... Justin Moed is making you spend 70... Kev, can you look up the price of a stamp?
I love the disclaimer, by the way. I have to share this with you.
I'm seeing 73 cents.
73. Justin Moed is making you spend 73 cents of your own hard-earned money to give him your opinion.
Yeah, and I have the opportunity to share my email address.
F this guy.
To join his email
F
list.
these people.
Well, if it were prepaid, wouldn't it be considered franked mail? But here's the disclaimer.
No, he's asking you. Yeah, I mean, he's asking you your.
Yeah, he's asking my opinion with his big old picture on the
that
front.
he's going to ignore. I mean, he's going to ignore your opinion, but he's still asking you.
I mean,
opinion.
his name, Justin Moed,
Yeah.
state representative. So, I mean, you could consider.
But he's
that
already
franked
done.
mail.
He's already done the campaigning by sending you the thing.
That's true. The disclaimer, the presence of a question in the survey does not indicate Justin's support for or opposition to an issue. He just wants to know my opinion. Well, Justin, I'm here every day, 9 until noon, so you can figure out my opinion.
Well, now I'm
then.
mad enough. Let's see. Now I'm mad enough that let's read the famous Justin Moed headline, because now I'm mad. I was going to let it go. Let's see if I can find it. Boy, they've really done a nice job of burying that way down. All right, why don't we take a break, and then when we come back, because I'm pissed off, I'll try to find the famous Justin Moed headline.
Okay.
Because that's ridiculous that he's making you pay. He's making you pay your own money.
Oh, my gosh. It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Putting everything on hold, I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 11:30. President Trump has ordered federal aid to be frozen for now.
There's a bit of confusion regarding this memo and how sweeping it will be. So per this 2-page memo that the Office of Management and Budget reportedly states that each agency must do an analysis to identify programs or projects and make sure they comply with the president's executive orders. The OMB is ordering all federal agencies to temporarily pause grants and loans while that review is being done, but Medicare and Social Security will not be affected.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Tickets for Super Bowl 59 are cheaper than last year's Super Bowl. Average ticket prices are about $8,000, while the cheapest ticket as of Monday was about $5,700. It's the Chiefs and the Eagles this year. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultrafine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Discussing end-of-life matters can be uncomfortable, but it's also necessary to ensure that loved ones' wishes are well known ahead of time. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. Up next, I'll share suggestions to help ease anxiety surrounding the talk.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Direct, open, and honest conversation is the best way to discuss end-of-life wishes. Knowing your loved one's preferred treatments and desired arrangements will ready everyone for when the time comes. Also helpful, creating a will or trust to ensure assets are distributed accordingly. And consider an end-of-life doula to assist your family during the process. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
It's a new year. It's time to get your home Zero-Resified. Call Zero-Res and take 24% off all services for this month. Book online anytime at ZeroResIndy.com.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIPC.
It's time to tell me how she really feels.
Hey, Casey, question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got so distracted.
You were
there.
jamming.
Well, little deep cut action from DJ Kev. All right, so should I just let it go?
No.
Should I just let it go?
No.
Okay,
You're like
so
a
I'm
bulldog.
not.
You don't let anything
I'm not
go.
being petty, or am I being petty?
Well, to be determined.
Okay, so last segment, your underperforming state rep Justin Moed sent you a survey
From 200 West Washington Street.
I mean, and it's like a book, right? I mean, this thing looks like a book. It's like a binder, like you tear things off. I mean, it's a very large, expensive taxpayer expenditure.
Yeah.
I mean, can you show it? Can I see it?
It's got nice.
I mean, look at that.
Heavy card stock.
I mean, this is not like a little, index card. Fill this out and return it back.
It's 4 color.
I mean, yes, Justin Moed has spared no taxpayer expense with this big picture of himself, and his name is real big there. I mean,
Picture of the Capitol.
I'm not saying he's using taxpayer resources to campaign. I'm not saying he's doing that.
Say that at all.
I'm not saying that at all. But then we went through the survey. We filled it out on the air. Going to be good constituents. And then you said that little you-know-what had the audacity to make you spend your own money to send it back to him.
Yeah, it says to return their survey by mail, tail along the perforated line at left, fold and apply a first-class stamp before mailing.
All the money that they waste down there at the State House and all the money he wasted on that thing. I mean, he could have done it on an index card. The survey is so small.
Okay, now there is a note on here. It says, save a stamp, take my survey online at in.gov/H97. So, but to the point of they spent money to send this out. Of
course.
So they're spending money on their end.
Right. When he wanted to campaign to you using taxpayer resources, which that's what that thing is, he certainly got the postage to send it out.
Right.
But then when it comes to giving him the information back, you notice he didn't like email you and go, hey, take this thing online.
Right.
I
didn't get a text or anything.
And that's part of the survey that you're holding there.
I am. I just want to, because this got mailed to me, U.S. postage paid, Indiana House of Representatives.
Yeah. So you paid for it. But when it comes to giving him the information back.
I paid to take the survey.
Right. That's right. Yes.
But then when I want to give them my information, I have to pay twice, Rob.
Well, so, I'd said that Moed had a little problem on the internet years ago, and I wasn't going to mention it. I wasn't going to say anything because by all accounts, he's done pretty good with the constituent services. But now I'm pissed off. Now I feel like I've got to mention the little problem he had on the internet again because that's egregious, right?
You want to refresh everyone's memory?
Wait, let's before I do this, that is egregious that he's willing to spend all this taxpayer money for legalized campaigning to you, which that's what it is. They figured out a way to rig the system to where these people are, that's a campaign piece, that he's legally figured out a way to use taxpayer money to send to you.
It's a legislative survey.
Sure, right. Yeah, absolutely
with
it is.
With his picture and name on front.
Right. Yes, in big bold letters. But then when you get the information, comes to giving you the information back,
I have to pay for it.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
paying on
egregious,
both
right?
ends.
All right. So headline.
Yeah.
From March 10th, 2022, March 10th, 2015, Indianapolis Star, Tom LaBianco with the report. Headline, Indiana State Rep apologizes for sexting with Sydney Leathers.
Okay. What was the date of that?
March 10th, 2015. So we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary.
Okay, yeah.
We should throw him a party or something.
Maybe I should put that in my comments section of the
Uh,
survey.
let's see
Any
here.
additional comments?
Corey, let's say Indiana Rep Justin Moed is apologizing for sexting with Sydney Leathers, the Evansville woman at the center of the 2013 Anthony Weiner sexting scandal. Of course,
boy.
give him credit. At least he kept it in state, kept the commerce in state. I'm truly sorry. I have hurt the ones I love most with my poor judgment. We could say that about how he's making you feel right now about having to pay for this letter. This mailer.
That he's hurt his loved ones?
I am truly sorry I hurt the ones I love the most with my poor judgment.
I'm not writing that.
No,
He'll
I'm
think
saying
that
that would apply to you right now. He's hurt. He should love his constituents the most, and he's hurt you with his poor judgment. I am committed to rebuilding trust with my family, my community. This is a private matter. Nah, not really. Not when you're a public official. And I ask for it to be treated as such. I apologize to my constituents and to everyone I have let down. That could apply to this one, too. I apologize to my kids. He's learned nothing in 10 years. Casey, he's learned absolutely nothing.
And yet, he's still in office.
Again, 10 years is a long time, right? I mean, if you haven't accomplished it in 10 years, you should probably find something new. Oh, well, here's the rest of the story. I almost left this out.
Yeah.
Well, hot dang. TheDirty.com, anytime you made TheDirty.com, as a public official, you're doing a fine job. TheDirty.com reported Tuesday that Moed responded to an ad Leathers posted seeking a submissive she could, quote, financially dominate. Text Leathers provided to the site show a photograph allegedly of Moed's naked backside.
Oh.
So now he's just giving his naked backside to you, the constituent.
He's just hiding it this time.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, of course.
The site reports that Moed's name was accidentally included on a pink leash and collar he bought for Leathers on Amazon.com.
Wait a minute. Read that again.
Well, you weren't here for this, were you? No, this is old hat to most of us. The site reports that Moed's name was accidentally included on a pink leash and collar he bought for Leathers on Amazon.com.
How is your name accidentally included on a pink leash?
Look, I've never bought a pink leash or collar, so I don't know. I don't know. I've done many things. That's not one of them.
You accidentally get your name included
Which
on
is
that?
how she reportedly determined his identity.
Okay.
So anyway, he's gone from showing his naked backside to Sydney Leathers to sticking in your face the constituent.
Okay. That's who's representing me.
What's the old saying? The more things change, the more they stay the same. There's nothing new under the sun. That pisses me. I can't tell you the level that pisses me up. I cannot tell you how much I'm sure I'll get the same thing from mine
somebody
soon.
Yeah.
And I'll respond the same way.
Is it the 73 cents, the stamp that I'm required to put on it to turn the survey in, or is it the fact that I paid for it on the front end and then I got to pay for it on the back end?
Well, it's both because he abused your finances. He doesn't actually care what you think. Because if he actually cared, he would send you an email. I'm sure he has access to all, or post it on social media or whatever. Hey, I've got this survey up online. It costs you nothing. Go take it, blah, blah, blah. He certainly spent the money for the free campaigning, free air quote campaign, free to him, right? Cost you big name, big photo. But then when it actually the nuts and bolts of the premise of the survey, which is give me the information so I can vote on your behalf, he expects you to pay for that out of your own pocket.
Well, I'm still the disclaimer that the presence of the question doesn't indicate his support or opposition to the issue.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to ignore this. I just have to pretend like I care.
We'll file this in the order it was received. So Live Nation has announced
that was a fun stroll down memory lane, Case. I haven't talked about that guy in a long time.
Oh, lucky me. He's still representing me. Live Nation announced some summer concerts that are coming. Some will be at Ruoff Music Center. Others are going to be at Everwise Amphitheater. Simple Minds.
Who?
Simple Minds.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah. Breakfast Club, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Alive and Kicking, their other hit.
Who?
Yeah, you don't remember that one.
I don't even believe that's a song.
But they're going to be opened by Soft Cell Tainted Love.
Wait. Simple Minds is the main thing?
Yeah.
And they're playing at Ruoff?
Yep.
What are they going to do, a 90-minute version of Don't You Forget About Me?
Possibly. The opening acts are Soft Cell and then Modern English.
Oh, Melt With You.
Correct.
So we've got 3 songs
Big
between the
80s
three.
show.
We've got 3 songs between the 3 groups. Melt With You,
Tainted Love. And Don't You Forget About Me.
Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah. Tickets go on sale January 31st at 10 a.m. They're going to be at Ruoff on June 22nd.
Concert lasted 9 minutes.
It's the, let me see, touring on the 40th anniversary of Major Moments. They have a new single coming out.
Who?
Simple Minds. A new single, Your Name in Lights.
If you'd have said Dead or Alive, would you have won the Simple Minds game? If I'd have said Dead or Alive?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're alive, clearly. They're on
Well, I know,
tour.
but I mean, if I'd have stopped you yesterday and said the lead singer to Simple Minds, Dead or Alive, could you have gotten that correct?
I still would have guessed alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Just it was like you knew it, or mathematically he's probably only in his early 60s. So
he's probably like 60.
Yeah.
You probably could have talked me into him.
Being dead? I could have
dead.
convinced
I
you
could
he's
have been
dead?
like, oh, okay, yeah, musician.
Who's okay? I know we get too break. Who's paying for that?
Who's paying for
our old
Simple
pal?
Minds?
Our old pal Ben Polizzi used to work here. Has a bit online called "Who's Buying This?" There's like 3 songs between these 3 groups,
right?
And none of them have. They've all been they're 40 years. Who's paying?
I loved that Modern English song. Melt
It's
With
a
You.
song.
Yeah.
But it's a song.
That was like Nick Cage and Valley Girl. I'm going way back, way before.
I've seen that.
Way
That's
before you were
classic.
even born, Rob. Yeah, that was like Nicolas Cage's one of his first movies.
Yeah.
And that song, that's where it came from.
But work through this with me, Casey. So like
Yeah.
when I go to the Bruce concert, I'm hoping I know I'm going to get the staples, but then I'm like, man, there'll be some cool deep cuts.
Right.
All these guys have are deep cuts. Nobody knows any of the songs.
You're going to get a lot of deep cuts with Simple Minds. So you also have Earth, Wind, and Fire coming to the Everwise Amphitheater.
Again?
July 23rd. Tickets also go on sale January 31st. So you've got Let's Groove Tonight, and then It Was September.
That's right. Now, how many of the original Earth, Wind, and Fire people are still Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Oh, I don't know, but they just performed in California. It was some
because you'll see this with these
charity
groups where there's like one dude left, and then the rest of these people are in their 30s, and you're looking at this going, you weren't even alive when this song came out.
Right.
Your parents were barely alive when this song came out. So is this the original Earth, Wind, and Fire? Could you name one person in Earth, Wind?
I couldn't. I was never a huge fan of Earth, Wind, and Fire, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
You could be like, yeah, those are the original members. And I'd go, okay.
Yeah, there's only like 2 original members,
Thank
and then
you.
the
Yeah.
other 8 guys are fairly new.
Just friends of the family.
Now, lastly, the last concert I want to point out for you is Luke Bryan. He's going to be at Ruoff on August 28th. Tickets go on sale February 28th, and he's a country music artist.
Yes.
In my house,
I'm not a complete idiot, Casey.
we call him the Bad Luke. There are 2 big-time Lukes that are in country music, and I prefer the Luke Combs versus
Luke
the Luke Bryan.
So you're not going to this?
No, I'm not going to go to that. He's the Bad Luke. I still, he has a lot of hits. A lot of people love him, but it's not the good Luke.
Okay.
So you don't need to buy me tickets to that show.
Have you ever been to Ruoff? Because you've only lived here a couple of years.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I would Deer Creek.
So you've been there
years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not recently.
Yeah, Kev, I think we should pick a concert this year. We tried to get people to pay for us to go to Rod Stewart during the Radiothon. And then what was the other one we tried to get? There was something else we tried to finagle people to give us money.
Wasn't it James Taylor?
Was it James Taylor? I don't know. I'd love to see Casey get blitzed up on the lawn at Deer Creek, though.
Yeah.
I think we should try that later this summer.
Well, we can go to the Bad Luke Bryan concert if you want. I mean, he's got the one song, Sunrise, Sunburn, Sunset, Repeat. That's a good one. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No idea.
Did he do the Big Green Tractor song?
Probably. Sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
Rob is questioning the lyrics at this point. Big Green Tractor song, sure.
Yeah.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
We are loaded on the Hammer and Nigel show right at 3:06. Governor Mike Braun in studio to start the show with us. We've also got WWE superstar Bayley and the biggest stories of the day. Let's go. 93 WIBC.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Life Church. We love Life Church, the impact they've had on my life and my family's life. And now at Life Church, they've got a marriage conference coming up February the 21st and 22nd at their Noblesville campus. Having a lifelong marriage is possible with intentionality and commitment. Valentine's Day is the perfect time to gift your spouse with that very thing. Show you care enough to invest in your marriage with a date weekend that will show great return in your relationship. Life Church has campuses all across central Indiana, Noblesville, Fishers, Eagle Creek, and Pendleton. Great online services. Learn more about the marriage conference and everything online at lifechurchin.com.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special, 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or omegaxl.com/news.
Terry Stacy for Cardwell Do It Best Home Center, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side. Your discount roofing headquarters. Stop in for wholesale and factory direct pricing on the roofing shingles and supplies you need at the price you love. They offer dimensional and 3-tab shingles at low, low prices. Cardwell also carries a full line of best look quality paints produced by Sherwin-Williams, America's largest paint manufacturer, with paint and primer all in one. Cardwell also carries a full line of Hillman fasteners, and for winter, snow shovels, rock salt, and ice melter all in stock. At Cardwell Do It Best, you'll also find a full line of lawn and garden supplies, plumbing, electrical, with lumber and building materials too. Cardwell Home Center. Shop online at cardwellhomecenter.com with over 67,000 products available and free shipping to the store. Cardwell Do It Best, 3205 Madison Avenue, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side, serving the greater Indianapolis community since 1945.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela of Michaelis. If you have water damage, why should you call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. On call 24/7, 365. We are IICRC certified and will restore your space to pre-loss condition or better. And we work through the entire insurance process on your behalf to make it easy.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY. Hey, Pat Sullivan here, and if you're ready to start the new year taking care of you, then my friends at Hope Plumbing are here to help. For the month of January, get softer skin and hair, spotless glassware, take better care of your home appliances, and save money with a $200 off any new water softener. Let's celebrate the new year with the gift of soft water and ditch annoying scale buildup, failing appliances, and rough skin and nails. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing today.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The financial advisor industry is a flawed system. Find out how to fight back and protect your retirement on Expedition Retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Kev's doing a great job today.
Yeah.
I mean, usually he does
Good
a
musical
mediocre
choices.
job. Today, great job.
I'm earning my paycheck.
Sort of stuff you usually play when Casey's not here.
Yeah.
Springsteen, Warren Zevon.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Here we go.
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. excitable boy. They
The
all
song's
say.
actually written about Carl, Tony's producer. See Carl doing this exact thing in the
Excitable
song.
boy. I see what you did there.
All right, it's Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. So I have a parenting question for you.
Sure.
A life question. So
Okay.
you had texted me yesterday. Your daughter decided she was going to spend a year in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And she's very smart. She's got a biology degree. She can kind of write her own path. And you texted me all elated that she got a job interview at Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. A research assistant position.
Which that's a big deal. Like she likes that. That's
Well,
what she-
I mean, that's what she studied at Purdue with her biology degree. And obviously, Johns Hopkins is a well-renowned medical facility in the Baltimore area, and it's actually global. So, yeah, to be a research assistant to help fight some of the diseases people struggle with would be an absolutely amazing thing for her.
And her roommate works there.
Yeah.
Her super smart roommate.
Her
So
super
from
smart.
a competition, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I work at Walgreens, you work at Johns Hopkins. Like, that's not going
Right.
to work. You got to get an equal job.
Yeah.
All right. But my question to you is, are you excited about this? Because on one hand,
Yeah.
it's what she wants to do. But then if she goes and does that, she's not coming back.
She's not going to be coming back to Indiana, which it felt like she was kind of leaning in that direction.
Right.
And it's interesting that you bring this up right now because she is texting me pictures. She is out shopping right now for interview clothes, which is, it's a whole thing.
That's a lie.
Well, she needs.
That's not a thing.
No, she's actually
I mean,
sending me the pictures right now.
I have no doubt she's spending money on clothes, but interview clothes are not a thing.
Well, no, because I mean, it's she can't just show up in ripped jeans or a
I am
jammy
certain
pants.
your daughter has clothes that would be presentable for an interview. I've seen your daughter before. I'm certain she has clothes presentable for
But
an
at the
interview.
same time, she's of that age where if she's going to have something of a little bit more tailored, timeless, classic wardrobe, she needs to build up on those pieces.
Got you totally snowed. She's forcing you to pay for this, isn't she?
Well,
you are.
Well,
you
we
are
may have transferred that money last night.
I bet there's not even an interview. She probably wanted to go shopping, and now she'll be like, "Well, I didn't get it. Sorry, I tried really hard, but I have this beautiful
but
new
I've got
ensemble."
This outfit. I'm a sucker. I fell for it. No, I'd be super excited and super proud of her if she got the position. And the dude was saying last night he would be at the grocery store checking out and going, "Hey, my daughter's working at Johns Hopkins," and the cashier would be like, "I don't care, sir. I'm just trying to scan your beer."
What's that Will Smith movie where he's homeless but he gets all those great jobs? What's the
The Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. You should make her watch that. And if that guy can get hired, literally homeless, and he can pull it off, there's no reason with whatever she had in her current wardrobe, she couldn't pull this off. You got played. You got played.
Maybe.
And she knew how proud you'd be if she got the job there. That's why she waited.
She said,
waited until then.
"By
I
the
know
way,
exactly
I
what
have
took place
nothing
here.
to wear."
And I'm not shocked you took the bait. I'm shocked your husband took the bait.
Well, no, because she's got him. wrapped
Oh,
around
I
fingers.
see.
He would do anything.
I
for
see.
her.
Well, good luck to
Yeah.
her. So are
Yeah.
you cheering for her to get it?
Oh, I'm absolutely cheering for her to get it.
Yeah, see, you're a better parent than me. I'd be totally selfish and be like,
Come home.
to quote Rush Limbaugh, I hope you fail.
Well, you know what? No, you don't want your child to fail ever.
Well, you can succeed
You are
here.
the wall for them to push off on, Rob.
Hello, Eli Lilly. Anybody ever heard of him? We got a fine place here.
Well,
Hello.
you know what? We'll wish her luck on this one and see where it goes. If it doesn't work out, we give her 4 months. And then she's coming back home to Indiana. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for listening today. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
Slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Attention Indianapolis Medicaid members. If you need assistance with daily living, you can receive a free service from Freedom Care in your own home from a loved one who lives with you. With Freedom Care, you decide who provides your daily care, helping you with preparing meals, bathing, laundry, transportation, and more. A family member or friend that gets paid instantly. It's all through Medicaid, and as an Indianapolis resident, it's 100% free to you. New to Medicaid? The Freedom Care family will guide you through enrollment, making it stress-free for patients and caregivers. With over 7,000 five-star Google reviews, we've perfected at-home care for Medicaid members and caregivers. If you live in the Indianapolis area, this service is free to you through Medicaid, and with our InstaPay app, caregivers can choose to get paid instantly. So go to freedomcare.com or call 463-232-7342, 463-232-7342, 463-232-7342.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Why not start 2025 with a great new deal from Tom Roush Lincoln? Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $12,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with